Everything is live. How are you guys doing? Welcome in. And yes, haircut Maxis. I got a haircut day, and I don't know. It feels kind of weird having like all the haircut off now. Feels weird, but I mean, I'm sure I'll get used to it. But yes, we are here shiny hunting Greninja. In addition to, of course, doing a little bit of a Bronzor outbreak. So, goal for today is get shiny Bronzong. Well, shiny Bronzor. We got shiny Bronzong on Glacidio Mountain a few days ago. Not a few days ago, I guess like a week ago. And we just got that by wandering around and just found it stumbling around. Which is good, because, yeah, it was a Bronzor. And that's going to be one, if I ever want to get a 0-speed one for competitive purposes, I'll just Masuda breed that one off stream, because we already got, the two of them. We got one of them, and that was kind of the same deal that was going to be doing with, Skeletors, that's what it was. Yeah, so I'm going to be just doing the KOs while I'm hatching some of these eggs. Ticking down the thing. 15. Oh, there we go. 16. I was going to go and do Hisui and Zoro in Masuda method today. However, it turns out, apparently, they're not selling the, the DLC pass in stores yet. So I was like, okay, well, I was going to go to Target and go pick up my Kirby Triple Deluxe, Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. And I was like, okay, well, while I'm there, I might as well just go pick up, the DLC pass. But no, they're not selling it right now. So I'll be getting that later. So yeah, I had to, change but thank you very much, Kayla. Thank you very much. I don't know, I kind of miss all of my hair being up there. But it is definitely much more manageable. With it being, all cut like this. Because now it's not, flopping all around, scratching the side of my face. Well, not scratching, but brushing against the side of my face, which is a little, I don't know, it feels a little weird. Having, the hair just, brushing against my face constantly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, so we're at 25 right now. I do the tally mark of tally, slash, so, I can just easily count in 5s. Yeah, once we get 60 KOs, we should be fine. And anytime I do this, I always knock out an extra, 2 or 3 just to make sure in case some of the ones that I KO'd were, outside of it, or if I miscounted, or, just in the event I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There we go. We are now at 30 of them. Hopefully we can actually get some other, phases while we're doing this, too. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Never know. Hello there, you Mr. Al. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Galaxy. How are you doing? Welcome, man. Didn't need that crit, but okay, we'll take the crit. We take all kinds of critical hits here. Yeah, I think for this one, I'm probably gonna make a psychic sandwich. Man, I don't even know what ingredients go into a psychic sandwich. But I think... yeah, I think that what I'll actually do is I'm not going to be running a shiny sandwich for this outbreak when I'm doing the Masuda method. Because whenever I'm doing a Masuda method hunt and I'm doing an outbreak hunt simultaneously, I do lose a little bit of time, in between all the catch and all the releases, between the scrolling and selecting. And I would say I maybe spend, out of the entire 30 minutes, probably 2 or 3 minutes in the menu, just not really using the sandwich. Which, I mean, I've kind of been thinking about this for a while. And it's, kind of my continuous, over-optimization of things. But, yeah, I'm thinking of maybe just don't run a sandwich for this. Run just full encounter odds with the outbreak. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Kind of surprised that the eggs haven't hatched yet. But yeah, Volcarona is definitely one of the better clears. I think when it comes to flying, floating Pokemon, Fluttermane maybe probably the best. But, I mean, that could also just be because, the way that stats kind of work on things. Because I think when it comes to Pokemon moving in the overworld, well, like moving in the Let's Go fights, I think their either base stat line or their actual stat lines matter in that. Because I've noticed, like, Quaxcaval. My Quaxcaval is, like, really, like, high level. And it moves very quickly in the water. What? What the heck? That was weird. I mean, I'll take it because it's a knockout, but that was weird. And I just got the shiny on Tempo Rockruff yesterday. Just make sure you save before you evolve that, Kayla, because you do need to evolve it at a very, very specific time during the day, in-game, in order to get it into Dusk form Lycanroc. And it would kind of suck if all that time to get one just kind of went nowhere. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to save, like, probably 10 million times when I get mine before I evolve it. Because there's a 3-minute window in-game where you can evolve it. Unless they specifically change that, so now it just is any time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. That is every single one of the 60 knockouts we need for this. And again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We have Froakie is the Weeb Frog of Annoyance. That is not sparkling. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to make basically circles around this. Also, the reason I'm not going to be making sandwiches is there's a number of potential phases we can get around here, all of which we've already gotten. So, kind of don't want to do that. I'm doing pretty well, though. I'm doing, aside from Froakie being annoying, doing pretty well. Been preparing for my other draft league I'm doing. Been preparing for the EBL battle tomorrow, which I need to redeem myself for the fiasco that was my week 1 of the EBL. Redemption is gonna happen. But yeah, there's a plan for that. Yeah, I think it's doing pretty good. Definitely doing pretty good. Yeah, and the other thing is that I know sort of like the day after we do a Breath of the Wild stream, the channels, everything kind of goes a little bit wonky because it's kind of correcting out for the Breath of the Wild, like, disruption in the algorithm. So this is going to be a bit of a leisurely one, which means if you guys are new, we especially need you guys to leave a like and subscribe today because we got to fix that Breath of the Wild stuff. That Breath of the Wild does the algorithm. There we go. That is up to 870. Oh yeah, right, you got a level up because of that. The good thing is, we are going to be getting home compatibility soon, so we're going to get home compatibility in a few weeks, I presume, because they said early spring of 2023, which I mean, to me, because I'm like very technicalities, which the first day of spring is March 21st, so about 3 weeks-ish soonest for us getting home compatibility. I don't think we're going to get it out in May. I think it would definitely be out before the end of April, maybe even before the end of the first half of April. So I'm thinking at absolute latest, home compatibility is going to come out like April 14th, I guess. Which is good, because I still need to hunt Sprigatito. We still need to do the Charizard shiny hunt from Masuda Method. And we do need to finish, of course, this one for the Froakie one. So I think that definitely before home comes out, we will not have gotten on all of these. Hello, Fiery. How are you doing? Hope you're doing very well. I know I am. Also, the rufflet right there kind of reminded me of something funny. I was talking with my friends yesterday about the way in which that the game determines outbreaks. It doesn't pick a Pokemon and then cram an outbreak of that Pokemon somewhere on the world. It decides by placing an outbreak on the overworld, then figuring out what Pokemon can spawn in that area, and then it rolls the outbreak for them. Which is why it's kind of annoying with you seeing Rufflet all the time, because we did a couple of the things, and there's about a 25% chance every single day that you get a rufflet outbreak somewhere in your game. It's kind of insane how, like, the odds are for that, because it's everywhere. Because the game also forces or tries to force an outbreak to be where you are when it rolls over the days. That's why we get things like, when you're on Glacidio Mountain, you get things like Satitan outbreaks a bit more. When you're in Medali, you get the Eevee outbreaks a bit more. Because the game is reading you're in those locations, and it wants to force an outbreak near you. And when it's forcing an outbreak near you, you have a higher chance of getting, you know, Eevee, Satitan, Satotl, you know, those kind of things. And yeah, Frogadier is very much a shoe. The shoe frog. Shoe froggle. No, that's not all the eggs there. But yeah, this is just going to be a bit of an easy one. It's just walk in circles, which is good. But how are you doing, Casual? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing very, very well. I know I am. But yeah, I hope I get this one quick. I'm not sure how long it's going to actually take to get this, because again, we are not running sandwich power on this. So it might take a little longer than our usual hunts. Then again, I don't think anything is going to take longer than the Satotl hunt. Because that went into our third sandwich before we got the shiny. And I mean, that was a reclaimed one. So we got. Oh, what's the great news, Casual? Very, very curious. Very curious about what that good news is. Because the first thing my brain thought when you said great news was Professor Farnsworth's just, good news, everyone, from Futurama. I enjoyed Futurama. It was fun. It was a good show. Highly entertaining. Not sure when I'll go rewatch it again, though, because it was very, very entertaining. I've currently been, like, rewatching Naruto lately. Because I just finished... I don't even remember what I just finished watching before I started rewatching Naruto. Because, again, my brain is just paced. It just goes in one ear, out the other. It's just, there's no... nothing. Nice! Hit the 100 followers on Twitch. Nice! Bye, Mr. L. Have a good day. Thank you very much for popping in. Nice, 100 followers. Very good. Yeah, it feels satisfying when you hit those milestone markers. Very, very satisfying. Because that was like when we hit 1K subs, and then after... well, we hit 4K watch hours before we hit 1K subs by a very good margin. We hit 4K watch hours when I was still at college, I'm pretty sure. So that was one that we hit pretty easily. But it was just the 1K subs was the thing that just took a while to get. But we, in the end, managed to get both of them. Got my food handlers. Nice! Food handlers are very good. So now you are licensed to prepare food, Fiery, I see. Delightful. So what kind of things can you handle when it comes to food, then? Interesting. So wait, is like a food handler certificate different than like a cooking license, or is like, are they the same? Is that like the technical name for the cooking license? So this shows how much I know about things. Because smooth brain, smooth brain. But yeah, we're just looking for a Bronzor. Bronzor, yeah, Bronzor is the small one. The big one's a Bronzong. Because Bronzor mirror Bronzong Bell. Get my own shiny Rockruff in 404 eggs. Error 404. Shiny now found. Shame it wasn't for us, because we were at error 404. Shiny not found. When it at least came to our Greninja hunts. Yeah, this is kind of the awkward thing about this hunt. It doesn't matter if we get the shiny, like right now, and then we get the next egg right after is the shiny for the last part of the family. We're still going to be well over triple odds. We're still going to be well over odds when it came to the entire family. Every hunt would have been over odds. Because the Greninja itself was over double odds, and this is over odds and a half, essentially. So, double odds plus over odds and a half. That's 3 times odds and a half right there for 3 eggs. So it would have been a little over odds considering every single one of them. Food handlers is any sort of restaurant dealing with preparing, touching, or fast food, pizza, bakery, sandwich. Interesting. Yeah, I've never really worked in the food service industry, but very interesting. Oh yeah, right. We can't set up a picnic here because of Gimme-Ghoul. Yeah, if Gimme-Ghoul is anywheres around you, the game will prevent you from setting up a picnic. I don't know why it does that. But for some reason, if Gimme-Ghoul is anywhere near you, you cannot set up a picnic. I think it's because the game might not be programmed to allow those Gimme-Ghoul to respawn. Because, well, not be forced into respawning because of picnics. It's a very weird way that they're kind of programmed. Which means it is kind of better that we just go away and come back. Because that way, we work on some distance for our eggs, in addition to working on the resets. How you doing, Andreas? Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for popping. Can one of the mods please go grab Andreas? Is a link, please. Thank you very, very much, my good friend. And yes, Andreas, that Fampi reaction that you commented on, that was one of the Herba Mystica collabs we did a while back. So yes, that was indeed your voice that you heard. Nope, not Shiny Caps Kid. Yeah, that was a good day. That was just the random Fampi. I do like how I found both Fampi and the other Donphan, well, the other one for the Donphan, both of those off sandwiches. So just like, I don't need to hunt the Fampi family. Which was good, because I was actually very worried about Fampi, because of how little it changes. It might have had to be a Masuda method hunt, which I don't mind Masuda hunts. I actually very much enjoy them. It's just when I have the event raid Masuda hunts, and I'm doing the Masuda hunts for the Living Shiny decks. Granted, I mean, they're all for the Living Shiny decks. But, like, you know, one's more direct for the shiny decks right now. The other is more passive for, like, future stuff. So there's a plan for that. But there we go. Now we just reset everything. I guess it is kind of a good thing that the Gimme-Ghoul are there to kind of stop me from just picnic resetting here. Because that way I have to force myself to get some more distance. Tired? You're going to chill and watch Hunter X, Hunter Ver. Alright, sounds good, Andreas. Have a good relax and watch things. Sounds very delightful. Yeah, I decided against running a sandwich for this, mostly due to the way in which we're hatching eggs, that we're wasting a little bit of time. Nice! Veluza, the annoying torpedo fish of doom. Very good, you finally got that one. Yeah, the Veluza was probably my least favorite of our shiny hunts we've ever done. Just realized something the other day. I go kayaking, will be nice! Yeah, after graduation is always a wonderful thing. So that sounds fun. I've gone kayaking a few times. I enjoy it. It's a good workout. I mean, it works your arms really well. So, make sure your arms are not tired, because they will hurt. In fact, and also bring water and sunscreen. You will get thirsty very quickly. And you do not want to drink the water that you are rowing in. Taking those fun. Outbreak close to land. Could have been reset. Really? So it wasn't on one of the cliffs? Wasn't by one of the cliffs, I guess I should say. Because the outbreak that we got our Veluza in was one that was right to the coast, but the coast was a cliff, so we had to climb up the wall and down because we had to get it out of distance. Could have picnic reset. Yeah, if you do an outbreak hunt by the coast, where it's like it's the shore and then it's like right into the water, that is the ideal way of hunting Veluza. Any Veluza outbreak where you do not need to get into the water yourself is an ideal Veluza hunt. Because stupid torpedo fish is annoying. Looking at the Splatoon 1 and 2 footage for the Kraken, they did not balance it at all. We heard the exact opposite yesterday from someone, Jared. Someone said they actually did balance it. So please elaborate, Jared. I'm curious. Again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like if you haven't done so already, and subscribe if you're new. But also, yes, this is the first stream of Haircut Maxus. Just got a haircut earlier today. So that's gonna be fun. Do you know that on average, frogs live for 11 years unless Kermit, because he is turned 70 in human years. Kermit the Frog. Kermit E. Frog here. Darth Kermit. I remember just all, like, the Darth Kermit memes. They're great. I mean, nothing's as good as Emperor Palpatine, though. Nothing will be better than Emperor Palpatine. Because what is? It's Emperor Palpatine. Hey, Litsune, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. We are just hunting a mirror, and we are hunting a froggo. Well, we're doing both simultaneously, because we can hatch the eggs in addition to the overworld hunt. Which is exactly what Masuda hunting, I think, always wanted to be. But, because the encounters had to roll first, it just was kind of annoying for it. Thank you very much, Litsune. Thank you. Yeah, when I was out getting the haircut, I was right near my local Target, so I picked up my Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. So footage of that series and or Forgotten Land will be starting soon, in addition to the Metroid Dread series and the resuming of the Master Trainer. Well, not resuming them, but the starting of the Master Trainers in Let's Go. This is kind of the awkward thing when it comes to Let's Go Pikachu. From here on out in the game, everything is just going to be Master Trainers. Muppets Most Wanted movie turns 10 next year. There was a Muppets Most Wanted movie? Because I'll be real, I don't know really anything about the Muppets. I never watched The Muppet Show when I was younger. It was never really something that was ever on my radar, I guess. Is kind of the best way of putting it. But I've heard good things about them. Why are you annoyed, Litsune? And again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. Broke. Yeah, I think that solidly we're going to go over 1,000 Froakie eggs today. Unless we get the shiny. In which case we'll be starting the new counter. But Froakie is being a shoo, so I don't think we're going to get the shiny today. Shiny Hunting, Shenraiko, and Pokemon Soul Silver DS. Want both, but I'm okay with one of them. Yeah, I would honestly say the best way of hunting them in Heart Gold, Soul Silver is if you have another version of the game with a Master Ball on it, you trade that Master Ball over, so you can have 2 Master Balls and instantly Master Ball both of them. I do not miss roaming legendaries. They were the worst thing to ever be added into the games. I am glad they are gone. The only way to have done roaming, the only game that ever did roaming legendaries well was Sword and Shield, because it is literally you chase them down and they just wander in a set pattern around the 3 locations that they're at. It isn't go fight them, you get 1 turn. If you don't get them in that 1 turn, tough luck to go find it again. That was infuriating. First hour, teacher, study hall, keep telling me I'm supposed to do. I have a project I need to do that requires class. The class wanted me to do. He's like, wow. Yeah, that's the reason I hate electives. Electives suck. I never understood why they make you take electives. They don't help. All they do is eat time of actually important stuff. Me casually hatches 2 shiny Froakie and Violet under 800 eggs out of 25 boxes. Curse you, Raphael! Checked Entei, it wasn't shiny, so I let it run. Yeah, that's the best way of doing it. So every time you encounter the Entei and the Raikou, it rerolls like nature, it rerolls shyness, it rerolls all of that. Because I've never hunted the beasts in any of the games, so I don't actually know how that works. Is that how it works? That it just re-rolls them every single time? Because if so, that's pretty awesome. The only one that I know about overworld hunting with the roaming legendary was, I remember a friend of mine showed me a video about Poke Radar hunting shiny Cresselia in Diamond and Pearl or Platinum. And that's the only one that I'm remembering because they used the Poké Radar to hunt that. So it was a bit of a weird, different thing. Rococo is BS to you. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to May too. Because that also means, well, I mean, I'm also kind of not looking forward to May because I have springtime allergies. And I'm not looking forward to being a sneezing, itchy-eyed mess for a good solid couple of months. So, it's kind of why I like winter, because when it's winter, I don't have to deal with pollen. And in summer, you don't have to deal with pollen, because that's generally when the pollen stops. But spring, ugh, spring is where it's real bad. This one isn't shiny, is it? No, it's blue. Yeah, it's just regular blue. After we go ahead and do a Clancy. Yeah, after we get the Froakie, well, after we get the Charmander, we're going to be doing Quaxly and Meowscarada. Because we do need to get the shinies of all of them. We need to get... Yeah, we still need of all the starters in the game. We've gotten the entire Fuecoco family. We've gotten the entire Cinderace family. We have one Greninja family. But we still need to do the entire Charizard family, so 3. The entire Meowscarada family, so 3 more. The entire Quaxly family, which is 3 more. And then Greninja and Frogadier. So we need 11 more shiny starters in total. Which is going to be something, and that's not even including when and if they're going to add in even more starters when it comes to shiny hunting them. Excited for Tuesday. Have my answer. Oh, really? Nice. Nice concert. I hope you have fun with that. Very, very delightful. Okay. Yeah, because that's the first one. So it means the other is going to be hatching soonish. Yeah, we just came back in, so now we go and check the shininess of all of these things. But yeah, we're probably going to break 100. We're going to break 900. I think we're going over 1,000 before we get this shiny. That's just what I'm calling right now. Because the way that all of these Masuda hunts have been was the first 2 were relatively close, and then the third one is a big difference. Like, the third one is significantly lower. So I'm thinking both the Greninja and the Frogadier are going to be over double odds, and then I think the last Froakie is going to be maybe around 800 eggs. So I think we got about 400 eggs before this egg sparkles, then 700 to 800 eggs before the next one sparkles. That's what I'm calling. Because that's just how my luck goes. Okay, no shinies. And that answered my question. I was wondering if we had any more. And it turns out, yes, we did. Really, I could never sing to save my life. I don't have the pipes to it. I have a computer balanced on a jar. That sounds very dangerous. I would not recommend doing that, Rain. Computers do not like balancing acts. They are not tightrope walkers. First time shiny hunting a roaming legendary. I wish you the best of luck with hunting your shiny roaming legendary. I do not have the mental fortitude to shiny hunt something like that, especially back in the days of 1 in 8,000 odds. But, salute to you. I guess maybe someday we will do a shiny hunt in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because a couple of weeks ago, I did have a thought. This is sort of a shiny hunt that would go hand in hand with the Ho-Oh Dynamax Adventure Hunt, is shiny hunting Lugia back in Soul Silver. You know, it was a thought that I had a while ago, and just kind of like comparing the overall episodic timeline of it. Because on the one hand, your resets are much quicker when it comes to Ho-Oh, not much quicker when it comes to Lugia, but you're also at a much higher odds. But I do remember from our Zapdos shiny hunt, because I actually did a lot of the math for this, we hit odds in about 4 streams when it came to Zapdos. Now, 4 streams times, 8, because, well, it's times 6. Because the odds of shiny hunting in Generation 4 is about 6 times lower than the odds of shiny hunting in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, with the shiny charm applied. So, back calculating a little bit, that would be, assuming, same time frame of resets, that 3 hours for 4 streams, times 6, would be 24 streams, and then 24 streams would actually be less streams than it actually has taken us to do Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh, right now, is in probably the 60s for how many streams we've done for hunting that thing. But also, those are including these shorter, mini stream hunts we've done, not the full, only 3-hour big block streams. So, kind of divvying up the numbers a little bit more would be a little difficult. But even then, we've still far exceeded that. But yeah, it was kind of a thing I wanted to do to see if Lugia would actually sparkle far quicker. We've not done an LGM hunt yet. I'm kind of thinking of saving a lot of the Black and White or Black 2 White 2 hunts until I get the shiny charm in my Black 2 White 2 Black 2 White 2. That was kind of my thought process for those. Because I don't want to just reduce them to Masuda hunts, provided they don't come back in this one. But we do know that there's going to be a few Generation 5 hunts when we get the DLC. Got our new shiny around. Really? What is the shiny Divan DOS? I'm very curious. And also, again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Alright, this is the badge that takes us into 900 eggs. I am fully expecting none of these 4 remaining ones to sparkle, because this game hates me. So, let's go see. So yeah, so what are our shiny odds for Outbreak? I think the odds for an Outbreak are something like 1 in 7 something. No, 1 in like 600 something. So I know with Sandwiches activated, it's the same as Masuda odds. So I think it's in like the 700s or maybe 600s. But we will we'll get it when we get it. What the heck was that noise? I guess maybe it was the... I guess maybe the noise was the freaking marching of the Phalanx? I guess it was the Phalanx marching? Oh, nice! Hisui and Zorua. Very nice. How many does that take to get? But yeah. Hello, Arcblade. Welcome in. How you also doing, Taylor? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. For those wondering, we are not doing we're not doing a sandwich power for this hunt right now. So we're doing full odds for Outbreak. Yeah, we originally were going to be doing Hisui and Zorua today, but I was unable to actually get my my DLC thing. So I had to switch over to the Bronzor hunt and the Greninja hunt. But there will be a hunt of that thing in the future. All right, 900 eggs. Only 100 more to go until we probably hit the soonest I think we'll get it. What do you know? It's not shiny. I'm doing well. Glad you're doing well. I want a Pokemon game to update weekly, weekly area that rotates every week with a new mon. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, Ring. I just started testing with a friend, between 3 of the Kraken, 3 shots of Crab Tank. I remember someone said like the charge shot of the Kraken one-shots it, I think. I think that's what they said. But again, I haven't really played Splatoon in a bit. Really? First egg? Wow. That's insane. That is insane luck right there. I wish I would have that kind of luck with one of these hunts. The closest I've ever had to that was when we had Friggybacks. No Shiny Charm, Shiny Friggybacks in 16 eggs. That was the closest I've ever come to like a first egg shiny on a deliberate hunt. The only time I was other close to that was my time I was breeding for a Beldum for competitive. Second egg in was shiny, and I wasn't shiny hunting it. It was no shiny charm, no Masuda method. But I don't really consider that because that wasn't a deliberate shiny hunt. It was just an accidental one. Like new hunt every week. I'm not really sure that would be practical to do though. I don't. It sounds interesting, but I don't think it would be practical to do because there's only so many ways you can have an area be. Most of the time, they just be like essentially reskins of the same area. Like, okay, here's a desert area, then here is the same desert layout, just now a forest, then just now like a beach or a lake. I don't think it would be realistically practical to do something like that. Where did the Peach Hero? What? Wait, did Hero Play say he would wear like a peach dress or something like that? Because that's the only thing I can wrap my brain around being what that means. Like, please explain, Omar. We require the utmost of context right now, because we are all lost. Please elaborate, my friend. We require more insight. We require insight. I know, I mean, it's always good to hope, but I also think we kind of need to have a bit more, like, realistic hopes when it comes to things, because, I mean, one of my people that I talk with a lot off stream said, you know, it would be great if they made a Pokemon game, but it's a Pokemon game that has every single region in it, and the issue with that is the practicality of making a game that big is you would need a game like that to sell more copies than there are Switches that have been purchased. You need like 4 or 5 times the number of like, you basically need that hypothetical game to outsell the Switch 4 times over, essentially, in order to be profitable, or you pretty much make the game like $500. You know, it's realistically, it's just not going to happen because the amount of money that thing would cost would be insane. And if you make it, okay, well, you can, like, buy the individual regions you want to play, then why would they ever make that if you can just buy each individual, you know, region as a separate thing and just sell them as just regular separate games? So it's kind of one of those things where reality, like, practicality kind of needs to clash with, idealized hopes of things in kind of the worst way. Or the best, for the worst. Yep, exactly. That is honestly the outlook I have. Like, that's the reason why when we went into the Direct, I was like, yeah, it'll be great if those Mystery Dungeon, like, leaks are real. But I doubt it just because the way in which those leaks were delivered, it's a secret hidden link on Pokemon's webpage that links to Chunsoft. And there is no page of that actually exists. Makes me a little suspicious. Like, that's not happening. You know, that's not realistic. Basically, a new King Salmon becoming Salmon. That I did know. Taylor. Scarlet Violet plays as a Peach Hero. I have no idea what that means, Omar. You kind of need to explain a little more on that. What is a Peach Hero? What is this hero of peaches? But yeah, I mean, always hope for the best. But I mean, I kind of figured that the Presents was going to be predominantly mobile games, because it's kind of what Pokemon has been doing for the last, like, 2 or 3 years of Presents, is like 90% mobile games. Because I think it was ever since they first announced and showed off footage of Unite, because they always do the Masters announcements, like, yeah, this is like the Pokemon Day Masters stuff we're going to be having. Then they do, you know, the Go updates, the new stuff coming to Go. Then they do, you know, Go, Masters, Unite. Then the Pokemon Sleep thing, then the Cafe Mix. Yeah, a lot of it is just kind of... I think it's also, like, today, depending on where you are in the world. I think, doesn't it start at, like, 7 p.m. tonight or something? I guess, like, Eastern Standard Time? But yeah, big run's gonna be fun. Welcome in, Spider-Man Super Jake Zero. How are you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're having a great day. And that is an absolutely epic name right there. But again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Every single like is one more thing of shiny luck, which helps us get our sparklies. Okay, no, there was no shinies over there. Nope, not bag. Thank you very much, Ring. I hope I get the shiny as well. I want to get either one of these shinies. Because we need Bronzor. And I just want to be done with, like, the Froakie. Because I think once we get this Froakie and we move on to the final Froakie we need for the family, our luck is going to be changing. Because the final member of the family when it came to the Masuda hunts has always been a drastic departure from the number of eggs it took the previous ones. And I'm hoping that's for the better for this. Because now we go from over odds by double to like maybe half odds, maybe even less than odds. But that's a pipe dream. Again, hope for the best, expect the worst. Best way to look at things. Rocky is cooking. But yeah, no sandwich is active right now, which is specifically to counteract the fact that I'm kind of wasting time with releasing and recollecting eggs. Okay, no, that was a Capsicid. I thought for a second the Capsicid was a shiny Bronzor, and I got really excited, but I suppressed it. It was like, that's not a Bronzor. It's too small. And it was too small for a Bronzor. Also, is moving way too fast, because the Bronzor does not move that quickly. Wait. Is that the Caps? Ah, I fell for it again. I thought the Capsicid was a shiny Bronzor. Bronzor. Names are hard. Names are hard. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 2 of the eggs have been hatched, so I just gotta hatch 3 more eggs and then I can refresh the pool. Yeah, that's... It would be so fitting. If I'm hunting here, I just, you know what, let's just do 1 sandwich for the Bronzor, and we just get, like, another Tinkaton, or Tinkatuff. We get another Orthworm. We get another literally everything that isn't what we're looking for. Actually, I guess in that case, it would be best to go for a... it would be best to go for a Psychic Sandwich. Because if we just stay within the confines of the outbreak, we won't get... what's the pre-evolve form of a Spathor again? Flittle, that's what it is. We wouldn't get any Flittle spawn interference. So I guess Psychic would be the call there. But we'll see how the Greninja eggs agree with this. We'll see how the eggs agree. Yeah, that one looked a little green, but I think it was just the way the light was catching it. Not shiny. No, thank you, David. I appreciate the thought, but I will be collecting my own when I get the DLC. I do appreciate the thought, though. Though I am certain that people in the chat, though, would appreciate those. Nope, no shiny. Yeah, no. Alright, so now... Yeah, we're still too close. Is there another... Right, there's one in, like, the central beam thing. That's why it's not letting me reset. Again, if you're too close to... Excuse me. If you're too close to a Gimmighoul, the game will simply not allow you to reset. And that was a misclick. I meant to go for boxes so I can release these Froakie. But yeah, I'm predicting this one is going to go over 1,000 when it comes to us for the shiny. I don't think we're going to get it in the 900s. That's my prediction. What are your predictions? Actually, let's set up a poll for this, now that I'm thinking about it. Let's set up a poll. because that is fun. Shiny when 950. Not 10,000, 1,000. 110. 1100. And option 1200 plus. There we go. Bullets up. And releasing the Froakie. Yeah, I'm expecting it to go over double odds. It's just that's kind of my luck. But, I mean, it'll be good if we get it before then. I probably should have put the Bronzor as the other option, like Bronzor first. But I do think we are going to get the Bronzor before we get the Froakie. Because if it does go on too long, like say we hit 1,000 eggs, then I think I will start doing sandwiches for this. Because I do want to get through a good probably 100, 150 eggs per day when it comes to Froakie. Actually, what am I doing? I can also go recheck my Porto Morinda auction house. Yeah, that's one of the other reasons I kind of like to stay around here, is I can always just head over to Porto Morinda and just check my my auctions for the day, because I really would like to get some more like not luxury balls. I would like to get some more apricorn balls, which this is the only way to get apricorn balls, other than running the stupid 1 in 1,000 chance odds of the Academy Ace tournament, which I am patently against. Although, thank you very much for that, David. I'm patently against running that auction house thing. I mean, unless I get like a turbo controller eventually, but when I get a turbo controller, it's probably not gonna be for some time. You know, I actually don't even know when or if I will. I mean, not if. I know I will eventually get myself a Pro Controller. I do not know when it will be. I am sorry, words are hard. For me. I'm a smooth brain. But yeah, we're gonna go check our auctions, and then we'll just go zoom back. Do a little zooming. We dooming and we zooming. But yeah, later tonight, gonna be recording some Kirby for some future stuff, or some Master Trainers, because I think when it comes to the Master Trainers, I'm gonna be slowing the upload of them down to maybe do like Master Trainer uploads every few days. So it would be like, I mean, I guess it really comes down to how long the Master Trainer battles are. If we can knock out, say, like 10 Master Trainers in a single, episode of Let's Go, then there'll be 15 videos. Well, then again, not that many. It's probably more like 14 videos, 14 episodes of that, and once a week. That would be about 3 months to do. I guess I could do like 2 of them a week. I guess like 2 of them a week would be the ideal play for that, because then that cuts it down to a little under about 2.5 months. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I could upload those like every Breath of the Wild Wednesday, and I guess like every Sunday early. Yeah, Sunday and Wednesday actually works out very, very well, considering those are the days where I can't stream at my normal times. Well, I do stream at my normal time on Wednesday, but we're doing Breath of the Wild on Wednesdays. Pokemon Sleep stream when? Yes, Pokemon Sleep stream, Mudkip, exactly. It's just gonna be me sleeping. Now, honestly, Pokemon Sleep is probably one game I'm not playing, because I have a very, very garbage sleep cycle. I have insomnia, I fall asleep at very irregular intervals, and I have this nasty habit of waking up in the middle of the night just for whatever reason, and then just not being able to fall back to sleep for like an hour and a half. What I do for that is I was like, okay, I just open up my computer, watch, some videos on YouTube for, about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then, after that, okay, lay down and go back to sleep for like another hour and a half. And then that's where I basically start the day. But, yeah, it's a bit of an unfortunate habit that is just a byproduct of college. Which is weird, because I've been out of college for almost a year at this point. And that is still kind of affecting me, which makes me think it could be some other issues. I mean, I have a feeling also like anxiety kind of plays a bit of a role in that. How you doing, Pixel? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Pixel. But yes, we just checked our auctions. Nothing useful in the Porto Marinada auction houses. I do like, though, the Porto Marinada auction houses, that being another way of acquiring the apricorn balls. I just wish they appeared with a little bit more frequency. Because I really, really want them. I mean, I just like the apricorn balls. I use them for Pokeball styling. Yeah, I think the way that I'm going to be using the apricorn balls that I've built up in previous games is I'm going to use the apricorn balls to catch Pokemon I plan on transferring up into Masuda hunting. So, like, Heavy Ball Snorlax with a zero speed IV. Purple Kingdra in a Lure Ball. Yeah, Purple Kingdra in a Lure Ball. I already have a Heavy Ball Tyranitar in my Sword and Shield version. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to be doing with some of the apricorn balls, because I really love the apricorn balls. They look really cool. And just some of their animation effects are just really unique, and I like them. Okay, why is there just a phantom shadow right there? There's just like a phantom shadow that's just like wobbling around. And I'm not seeing the associated Bronzor. Yeah, like there's the phantom shadow. I'm not seeing the associated Bronzor. Oh! That isn't a Bronzor. That's a Rufflet. Okay, but where's the freaking Rufflet? I'm not seeing the Rufflet, even though it's supposed to be a Rufflet there. Wait, is that a vaguely green? No, that's not a vaguely green one. Just finished the PLA Dex and got the Charm. Before I got a shiny Hisui and Quillfish. First shiny the Charm was Hisui and Sneasel. Nice. I don't like Hisui and Sneasel. I also like Sneasler. I don't know why people don't like Sneasler. I kind of like it. It's like, yeah, it's a bigger Sneasel. But that's the name. Sneasler. More Sneasel. It is literally more Sneasel. Well, I think it's a nice contrast between it and Weavile, where like Weavile is like kind of short. It's just like tall. It's just very, very tall. And it's like, again, the frickin' Wolverine claws. Love it. At first, I honestly was thinking that Sneasler was going to just outright replace Toxicroak when it comes to just competitive play. Then I remembered, wait, Toxicroak is immune to water, because it has a dry skin ability. And also, again, I will still die on this hill. Sneasler sounds like a Dr. Seuss character. Like, tell me you cannot see a book by Dr. Seuss involving some character called the Sneasler. Like, does it not? Yes, I do, Mudkip. Alright, so 3 more boxes, and then we hit 1,000 eggs. Which is what I am predicting the minimum number of eggs hatched is going to be for this frickin' Froakie. Alright, nope. I also gotta go back when I'm readying my team in Sword and Shield for the next episode of the EVL. I'm gonna need to go make a count of all the shinies I have in Sword and Shield that are shinies also in this game, so I can like work on trimming my list out. Because I know at this point we are well over, I think 100. 125, I think, at minimum, is the amount of shinies we've gotten in this game. And then add that to I know I have shiny Ditto in Sword. Not Sword, in Shield. I know I have a shiny Hypno in my Let's Go Pikachu. I know I have a shiny Salazzle in my Sword my Shield version. I always say my Sword version, even though I only play Shield when it comes to Dynamax Adventures. I don't know why. I keep misspeaking. Yeah, there's a good number of shinies I have that are in those games that would qualify for the living dex in this game. And I need to make an actual list of them all. I also do need to go and like sort through my shinies because I know a few of my dupes are marked, and I need to inspect them for IV values. You know, on a more specific idiosyncratic level. Because we are doing the shiny giveaway, eventually. I'm thinking we'll do the shiny giveaway by the end of this month, by the end of March, or when we fill up the entire box with duplicates, whichever one comes first. Because right now, I think we're at 25 duplicates. Maybe 26, depending on if I have a shiny Raichu back in my sword, my shield version. I keep saying sword. I guess the reason I keep saying sword and shield, I keep saying sword instead of shield, is I default to saying sword and shield when referring to the generation. So I think it could just be me being hardwired from so many times of repeating sword and shield. Then I need to also check what my my shinies are in Legends. That's gonna be fun. Like, there's a few. So I'm honestly wondering, what would you guys rather see? Shiny hunts of the Hisuian Pokemon in Legends Arceus, or see them as Masuda hunts in this game? I kind of wonder on that, because there are definitely ones that we are going to need to hunt back in Legends. But then there's some that we could, you know, theoretically hunt in this game by a Masuda method. So kind of wondering what your guys' stance on those would be, because I know the one I would prefer. But I also, would like to have your guys' input before I, make any final decisions. I think that was, no, there's one more. Okay. I thought maybe that was the last one, but nope, there was one more. That's the last one. Tick that up to 925. Croaky's going croaky. Alright. Boxes, we'll delete these for Oki. Okay, if you ever want to make amiibo cards, let me know, I can help. I don't really do things with amiibos. I have some friends that actually have them, so I'll probably go, consult with them, because I don't like bootlegging things. It just feels wrong. Kind of my stance on them. But I know everyone has, different things, because, some of them are ridiculously expensive. So, amiibo cards, that was how they released amiibo, just in a cheaper form, because the amiibo just sell out ridiculously, because that's one thing I kind of found hilarious when it came to Nintendo and the whole amiibo thing, is they know amiibo sell out ridiculously fast. There it is! Freaking bronze mirror of green! With no sandwich running, by the way. Honestly, you would look perfect in a friend ball, but I'm not going for the friend ball. Alright. Giant Bronzor. We win. We win. There we go. How fun we if this thing's marked. It's not marked. Jolly nature. Ah, the absolute worst possible nature for a Trick Room Pokemon. Please have 0 speed. And no good special defense, at least. Alright, that's another one to add to the list of the finished ones. Cubchoo. Yeah, Cubchoo, the Cubchoo is marked, so like that's like I gotta figure out those. Alright. We're done with that. We got the Bronzor. Oh, that was fun. So now we just, I guess, wander around again. Like, I mean, if you guys got any terror raids you guys want to do, I guess we could do those. But like, I don't even know what we do now. I just, okay. Oh, season 4, rank 4. Head-to-head battles, season 4, regulation B. Okay, timers. Oh, okay. Books numbers 1 through. Oh, Paldea Dex. Okay, so they're letting in Miraidon, Koraidon, and not allowing in the Ruins legendaries. Not what I expected, but okay. I'm kind of glad that that's the case. Because Koraidon and Miraidon, I don't think Koraidon and Miraidon are as threatening as something like Chi-Yu. Like, Chi-Yu is what nightmares are going to be made of. Just slap a scarf on that thing, slap specs on that thing, slap it next to anything that likes to spam special attacks. You're gonna blast them. I mean, it especially worries me when you consider the existence of Flash Fire Armarouge and the fact that it outspeeds Flash Fire Armarouge, and Chi-Yu gets a little thing known as Lava Plume, which would juice up Heat Wave. So, like, that's going to be just absolutely disgusting levels of power that it's going to be capable of just unleashing on the game. But, like, okay, let's go. Let's fry this fish. Let's fry this fish. But we got the Bronzor. Still haven't gotten the fish yet. We still haven't gotten the fish. No, we still haven't got the Greninja. The Weeb Frog. Greninja. Greninja go Weeby Frog mode. Go Weeby Frog mode. Weeb Frog mode. Oh yeah, and we're making progress. So we got the whole Bronze family. I also just realized we got the Bronze family in the 2 areas I enjoy shiny hunting the most. We got it in Glaciadio Mountain, and then we got the one here in the Sato Desert. Like, the 2 areas that I love, because I just really like Sato Desert, because I like sand. It's coarse, rough, irritating, it gets everywhere, but I like it. Frog. Froggy hatched from the egg. Oh yeah, so I'll get it working on the compilation for the month. Animal Crossing mainly uses the cards just due to the number of villagers. Really? I thought that they made the amiibo cards because it was like cheaper than making the actual amiibo figures. So they could just make more of them to still keep up with the demand. I mean, I guess it could also be a bit of both. No good in both offenses. The weakest Greninja in the world. Yes, we did, dude. We did get a haircut today. I like the haircut. Like, I like my hair long, but I also don't like it just like constantly tickling the side of my face. Because I was talking to one of my friends in a voice call yesterday. This is a friend who, like, his hair is like long. Like, his hair goes like halfway down his back. And he has, his hair is not like as thick and heavy as mine is. And I told him, it feels like someone is just gently dragging a mechanical pencil across the side of your face when your hair is like that short, and it kind of drives me crazy. Like, I don't even know what to go hunt now. I just realized we also have a Bronzor outbreak. That's pretty funny. Like, what do we even hunt? I guess we go to, like, I don't even know what to go hunt now. I guess maybe... Well, no, we don't need to go anything in... So we've basically cleared... from here... wrong thing. We've basically cleared the entire north western corner of Paldea. Actually, no, we didn't clear Pineco. We still need to get Pineco. There's still a few we need to get in that like up forest area. So actually, you know what? Let's go to ground. Let's head to the Ground of Light Shrine. Because there are a fair number of shinies around there we still need to get our hands on. Because it's cheaper to make the cards, but also because they need to make amiibos of all the villagers, and not all the villagers amiibos would sell. Okay. Yeah, I always thought it was just because of the insane number of amiibos in existence that they would just make the amiibo cards like a cheaper way of doing it, you know, different things. And not just Riolu, it's like we need Pineco, we need Actually, we don't need Sudowoodo. I think I evolved my shiny Bonsly from Legends into a Sudowoodo. So I would need shiny Bonsly. Need Riolu, need Lucario, need Lurantis, need Lurantis and Fomantis. Slacking I know is there. There's a few ones we need in like that little area, but like that area is basically it. You know, it's like everything contained to that tiny, like small swampish area is all that we need in that western corner. But yeah, we got the Ampharos family. Oh yeah, Toad School. I forgot about that one. How could I forget about the funny mushroom? Toad School. Just something about Toad School and Toad School amuses me. I don't know why. Maybe it's like the freaking pogo stick jump that Toad School does when it moves. Or that whenever I see Toad School running, I imagine it makes a Squidward sound. Because it's just the depressed Squidward noise. Because it just makes it funnier in my head. I mean, also, like, technically Salazar, but Salazar can be hunted literally everywhere on the map. They're exactly, that's why I love them. Like, I like Beware the Silly Ones. Like, this is one of those things about Pokemon that I really, really like that Generation 9 did. The whole idea of Beware the Silly Ones is pretty strong. There's a number of just silly and goofy looking Pokemon that are very, very good competitively. Tatsugiri, very good competitively. Toedscruel, not great competitively, but like it can definitely have some solid tech. Goldengo looks kind of goofy, really, really, really terrifying competitively. Yeah, again, Beware the Silly Ones is sort of a trope I really enjoy. Now, I mean, well, the thing about the Dunsparce isn't, I would say, great competitively. Because I feel like more often than not, you'd probably just want to run a Violite regular Dunsparce with Serene Grace for just, like, flinch hacks. Because, like, Serene Grace doubles Dunsparce in Trick Room was already kind of terrifying. Because, like, Serene Grace, Rock Slide, has Coil, pretty scary. Now, you slap in a Violite on that thing, so it can chunk hits pretty dang well. You give it Glare, And then you're just paralyzing and flinching just pretty much everything into existence into non-existence. I honestly think the evolution of Dunsparce was more just to allow regular Dunsparce the use of the Eviolite. Oh yeah, right. Also, Toxicroak's also over here. I forgot about that. How could I forget about Toxicroak? Serene Grace doubles the chances of secondary effect moves happening. So, say, like, flinches. It doubles the chance of a move like Rock Slide or Air Slash flinching. So, Air Slash normally has a 30% chance of flinching. It doubles that to 60. Same as Rock Slide. Get 30% chance of flinching. This is doubled to 60%. And that 60% rolls independently for each Pokemon it hits. It's terrifying. And that's why, like, Trick Room doubles with it is actually kind of scary, because King's Rock does not stack with it. King's Rock does not stack with moves that already cause flinching. It did back in Gen 4. But that also, I think, was exclusively an Air Slash thing? I don't know. I need to look into that. No, King's Rock does not stack with it. Neither does the Razor Fang. I'll be honest, I don't really care, Kayla. Yeah, the King's Rock does not. That's why if Violet would just be better for it, because that way you can just pack on more bulk to Dunsparce. Because Dunsparce is already like a kind of frail thing, but you can give it a decent amount of bulk with Eviolite. Like, it wouldn't be like the super bulkiest thing in the world. It wouldn't be like Dusclops level bulk, but like it could definitely chunk some hits decently well, and that's scary. Which is why I think that, yeah, Trick Room, because Trick Room doubles Dunsparce was kind of like a meme. So this makes it go from like meme to like legit solid terrifying. And that's, I mean, it's the closest thing to Togekiss we'll be able to get in this game unless Togekiss doesn't, like, Was Togekiss shown to be in the returning Pokemon list? I actually don't remember that. Not really, Volcanic. Because I know that's just you being you. Nah, you're not that scary, Volcanic. You look scary, but I know you're big and friendly on the inside. Just remember Bohemian Rhapsody. You know, the memories of the Bohemian Rhapsody kind of prevent all things of fear from existing, Volcanic. Let's delete the Froakie. Move on to the next ones. No shinies, though. No shinies, though. Yeah, so within the next two boxes, we will be, well, within, yeah, the rest of this box, then the next box, yeah, so within the next two full boxes, we will be done. You also forget, Volcanic, I am half Italian. I live in, like, both, like, my stepdad and my mom are both full Italian, so you don't scare me with that, Volcanic. You don't scare me. Is that shiny? No, that's not the shiny Tatsugiri, right? Yeah, that's the, yeah, no, that's the one where, like, the stripies turn much, much, much darker when it comes to sparkly. But how you been, Volcanic? How you been? What do you think of the DLC? I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm kind of surprised it's coming out in fall for the first wave of it. I was expecting they would do the same thing they did with Sword and Shield, where the first wave comes out in summer, and then the second wave comes out in like fall, winter. But no, they threw a curveball where the first one's coming out in fall, which I think it's good that they're delaying it until fall. Not necessarily like delaying it, but they're releasing it later into fall, because back with Sword and Shield, you had the Isle of Armor come out like midsummer-ish, and you didn't really have the game out for like, the game was out for maybe like a little over 6 months, then the DLC came. This would push this to more, almost a year, well, not necessarily a year, but like, you know, 8-10 months. Glad you've been well, Volcanic. Glad you've been very well. Can we please go get Volcanic's link, please? One of the models, please go grab Volcanic's link. We're glad you're doing well. And run away from the Heracross. Alright, Heracross is here too for the shiny. Yeah, that is one shiny I'm really looking forward to, shiny Heracross. Like, I love Heracross. When it comes to my favorite Generation 2 Pokemon, you're not beating Tyranitar. But the second to Tyranitar is a very solid Heracross. It's like, this is like Tyranitar. This is Heracross. And then like way 20 feet under the ground is where literally everything else is. Nothing freaking comes close to those two. They're just great. Why not Volcanic? But we went to Waffle Factory. Oh, Waffle Factory. Oh, that place is great waffles. I honestly did not think the waffles were that huge. Yeah, exactly, Omar. You are terror that is pink. But Heracross is terror that is purple. It's also stylish. Love it. Yeah, Omar is big, scary, and pink. That's the Alaskan bullworm, right? From that one episode of SpongeBob, I think. I don't know. It's been like years since I watched anything to do with SpongeBob. One more, and then we refresh the next batch of eggs. Oh yeah, right. Sawsbuck's here as well. Oh yeah, also Tarantula. Fine. There we go. We gotta. Actually, I think tonight is gonna be spent prepping for the Elite Battle League, not recording some Scrim Kirby stuff. So I need to. I mean, I just need to rework a couple of my IVs, not IVs, my EV spreads for a few of my Pokemon, and build up one entirely Pokemon new for the Elite Battle League video. But yeah, I need to get some Major League Redemption after the flub that was week 1 of the EBL. Granted, Lucario was my biggest worry. Well, not only Lucario, but like the combination of Lucario and Darmanitan, Galarian Darmanitan, as I like to call it, Galarmanitan. The ambiguity in both of those terrified me. Because it's like, one could go physical, like, I could go physical Lucario, or I could go special Lucario. I can go Guerrilla Tactics, or I can go Zen Mode. I could not plan around that. But now that I know the way in which the Man of Doors battles, if it comes to a rematch in the playoffs, I will have a new plan to defeat him. Okay, no, it's not trying to learn this. Pretty very hard. I've been grinding Unite as of late. Nice! Good respect on that. What is your present main in Unite? Very curious on that. Yeah, I kind of stopped playing Unite lately, mostly because, like, I just don't enjoy the game as much. But good for you on that. Things with the Ghoulish, the Gengar still going well. And look, another another Froakie that has 0 attack and 0 special attack. I always love seeing the added flute minimums. But it's not sparkling. It'll be funny if the shiny does actually have the zeros. But I don't think that'll happen. And also, yes, for all those wondering, I am specifically breeding every single one of these Greninja to have a 0 physical attack IV. I am not going to be running special, I'm not going to be running a physical Greninja when it comes to competitive if I do ever run a Greninja. So I just want to kind of minimize the foul play damage if I am going to be incurring foul play damage. I normally don't go for the 0 attack breeding, but considering some damage rolls could be a bit dependent on it, I kind of would rather be safe than sorry. Unless it's like a shiny that I like catch in the wild, I don't really care on that. I go for the minimization, but if I don't get a minimum, I'm not going to be too heartbroken. I do know some people who are like so absolutely insane nitpicky when it comes to the 0 IVs of like 0 IV attackers. It's crazy. If you guys think I'm kind of pedantic about these things, you've not seen them. Will Bug type ever be a comeback competitive? I don't think there ever will be one, because Bug's already been back. Like, Bug has been amazing for a good while competitively. My goal is Best, Buzz, and Trev. Oh, Buzz Swole. I was like, Buzz, like a Buzz? Yeah, my first thought when I thought Buzz was actually Electabuzz, not Buzz Swole, and I'm ashamed of myself for that. Also, that is amazing. The Toedscruel was like inside of like, oh, the Toedscruel was inside like the Toedscruel legs. Like it was a prison of legs. Legs. Yeah, Bug has like been very good competitively for a while. Ever since Gen 4, I would say Bug has been really, really good. Because that was when Heracross got a lot better, because of close combat existing. That was when Scizor got a lot better, because then it got Technician Bullet Punch. Wait! Oh my gosh, yes! Shiny freaking Spite-Ops! Let's freaking go, people! Thwip, thwip. Yeah, and then they added Volcarona. Like, and then Volcarona just happened, which just, like, took Bug from being, like... Yeah, Gen 4, Bug was good. It wasn't, like, super standout, but it was good. Gen 5 made Bug absolutely amazing. Because, yeah, I mean, a Scavalier wasn't as great in Generation 5 because it didn't get Drill Run then, but it was, like, a Scavalier existed, which was, like, had potential. Then, you got Volcarona, which, like, Volcarona is just a terror. It's frickin' Volcarona. What do you do about Volcarona when it just comes in and starts blasting you with fire? You don't. You just burn to a crisp. There's another, wasn't Galvantula, right? That was the other amazing bug that, like, it added. Like, Galvantula's good for tech. But then, you know, Generation 6, I don't think added any two good bug types. Then you got your Gen 7. You got your frickin' Araquanid. You got Golisopod. You got, like, all these, like, absolute frickin' units. 2 shinies today. Delightful. Saving the game. There's a reason Volcarona's. I mean, I love Volcarona. See, my favorite fire type is probably Heatran, but a lot of love I have for Heatran is because, like, I love steel types. But I've used Volcarona in competitively a lot, and it hits with the best of them, and it has been able to rival Heatran when it comes to, like, my favorites. If I were to say my favorite fire types, Heatran's probably number 1. Close second to maybe tie is Volcarona. And other than that, like, I mean, then you get Incineroar and Infernape. Like, there's so many great fire types. Picking my favorite fire types is just a hard thing, because they're all so great. So anyway, exactly. That's literally what Volcarona does. It just starts blasting everything. The second is the second fire type that was Scavalier. Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of glad they scrapped Volcarona being a legendary, because then it means you can use it in the main story, and also people don't complain about it being good. Because this is kind of the weird thing about competitive Pokemon and, like, legendaries. We are kind of okay with Pokemon being, like, absurdly overpowered if they're a 3-stage evolutionary family, or, like, they evolve from something else. But the second you slap legendary on something, it immediately becomes an easy target of hate. And I find, like, absolutely hilarious, despite that a lot of those legendaries don't have much of a different stat line than some of these other Pokemon. For the Paradox Pokemon is... I wouldn't say either of the Paradoxes are better than the original. You can't beat the perfection that is the Fiery Floof Moth of Doom. I don't think you can. Should have been made. Pseudo. Honestly, I feel like if it was a pseudo, it would be terrifying. Because what do you give it extra points in? Like, extra defense? The low physical defense Volcarona's got, I would say, is its one Achilles heel. So now imagining Volcarona with, like, 40 or even, like 30 extra points of defense is just some kind of nightmare I don't even want to imagine. And it's kind of glorious. How you doing, Braidstar? Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Hello, Tarotandula. All of the bug types are good to okay. Again, did you... Nope, we did not find the shiny Froakie. But we did find a shiny Bronzor, and most recently a shiny Spidops. So we have gotten other shinies in the meantime, which is good. Also, Day is going to be re-rolling soon, which means it is prime time for us to be heading back to Porto Muranata. So that way, we can go check our next auctions to see if there's anything delightful, namely Apricorn Balls. Because I really want more of those. I like the Pokeball style. Grand Meta besides, there's already Paris Pokemon in cheap production. Yeah, Roaring Moon. The answer to that is Roaring Moon. Sorry, Salamence was the first Pokemon I ever saw. I have to love it. Not really. I actively attempt to kill nostalgia. I actually really like Salamence because I've used it in a number of, like, competitive formats. And Salamence is just like a Gastrodon for me. I pick Salamence. I hit things with it. And anytime something bad happens involving a Salamence that I am using, it is not because Salamence was incapable of doing it. It was I screwed up. Salamence can do no wrong, just as Gastrodon can do no wrong. That is the way. It depends on what format you're playing. In singles, I'd say Fortress is pretty good. It's sturdy, it has Stealth Rocks, it has Rapid Spin. It can do things. But in doubles, I would say no. Its kit is very suited to hazard setup, which in doubles you really don't see. Though, with the changes made to Stone Axe and Ceaseless Edge, we may actually be seeing hazards in doubles. For those who don't know, the way in which both Stone Axe and Ceaseless Edge were changed is Stone Axe is now a move that hits for 65 base power, is boosted by Sharpness, and has a high critical hit rate. It also will automatically set up Stealth Rocks. Yeah. So, that is a terrifying move. Oh yeah, no, it's not going to VGC. Very, very not going to VGC. Well, VGC is doubles. Like, they kind of hand in hand. But yeah, frickin' Stone Axe is going to be some kind of terror. Just because it will automatically set up Stealth Rocks on usage. And just, what do you do? Because it's not even like Stone Axe is a not great move. It's a 70, it's almost a 70 base power, rock stab on Kleavor. When your other options for rock moves are Rock Slide, which is actually weaker than Stone Axe in terms of just pure base power because of the 70% damage modifier thrown over all spread moves, or Stone Miss, aka Stone Edge, which is stronger, but Stone Miss also has an 80% chance to hit, 20% chance to miss. Whereas Stone Axe, 20% boost. You'll get Stone Axe gets a 50% boost by sharpness, which means 65 base power plus a 50% boost is pretty much the same base power as Stone Edge. It's a little bit lower, but it also has the added benefit of automatically setting up Stealth Rocks, which is horrifying. Then you got freaking X Scissor, which is also buffed by sharpness, to the point where it is now a 120 base power move. For context, that is the same power as a move like Outrage. Kleavor is going to be a menace. I'm already looking forward to that thing just menacing on everything. Because the best part is, it doesn't even... No. It does not one-shot. Technician Bullet Punch does not finish off something like Kleavor. Kleavor is actually like quite respectably bulky. Kleavor is a very respectably bulky Pokemon. Bullet Punch picks off like much more frail options, or for like finishing off Sash users. You don't really use Bullet Punch as your mainline damage option. You use it for like if you're finishing off. Or just Kleavor. I'm pretty sure, I think Kleavor is the only Pokemon that gets Stone Axe, unless they change that. But I don't see them changing Stone Axe's exclusivity, because it was a designed signature move. Like, the only other Pokemon I could realistically see ever getting Stone Axe is maybe Haxorus. That's it. And that's just because freaking double-bladed Axe Dragon. But even then, that's a stretch. You're not shiny, are you? Just checking. Yeah, you're not shiny. Yeah, it's a signature move just on Kleavor. So that's the only issue. It's gonna be Kleavor. At this point, you need to Steel, Dragon, Fire, Fairy, Water type Pikachu when Hogo comes out. Why Dragon? Dragon doesn't have any special thing against Bug. Yeah, like, I mean, the only issue that Kleavor really has is Rock Bug has a fair number of weaknesses, and it's also going to need to be run on a Trick Room lineup. Yeah, fast water types definitely are the biggest threat to Kleavor. Iron Bundle would definitely be a threat. Fast water types. Shiny Kleavor has those colors. Yeah, I like how they did the counterparts with that. But yeah, Kleavor, I think, is going to be a menace. It's going to be great in doubles, and it's going to be great in singles. Because in singles, it's going to be a Stealth Rocks. You can't shut down with Magic Bounce. You can't shut it down with Taunt. It will get those rocks set up. Even if it goes down like a punk, it still gets those rocks up. And that's enough. I'm going to hunt all the Suing forms. Yeah, I'm going to be hunting all of them because they have Shiny Living Dex. But I'm looking forward to Kleavor. That's the one I'm looking forward to the most out of all the Hisuian forms. Because, like, Hisuian Arcanine isn't bad. But when you're going up against the literal original best doggo Pokemon, you're kind of going against a stacked deck. Like, regular Arcanine is just absolute perfection. I would like Hisuian Goodra more if it wasn't for the fact that it's basically better Duraludon. Which hurts me because I love Duraludon. Like, Duraludon is literally my favorite Pokemon from Galar. Yeah, I mean, this is also like the fun thing about the Hisuian forms. When you look at the signature moves, the changeover from them into Scarlet Violet, you can tell who the favorites were when it came to them deciding the change moves. Like, the buff they gave Triple Arrows is insane. 90 base power, 30% chance of flinching, 30% chance of physical defense drop, and a boosted critical hit chance. It's terrifying. Like, there is only one thing that holds back Triple Arrows from being potentially the most broken single move in existence. And that is, it's on Decidueye. I love Decidueye, but it does not have the greatest of type combinations, Hisuian Decidueye at least. You know, fighting in grass gives it a good number of weaknesses, and its speed is also not great. It's a base 60 speed, which is incredibly awkward for like Trick Room and out. Is like very awkward in and out of Trick Room because it gets undersped by a whole lot of things in Trick Room, and in normal conditions it gets outsped by a lot of other things. Even under Tailwind, it isn't really that fast. Outbreak hunting, almost hunted with a patched method. Really? What's the patched method, Pixel? But also, again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But, like, I feel like if you can pivot in a Hisuian Decidueye right, and you can, like, assess the opponent's, like, speed tier of their team, Hisuian Decidueye is just gonna rip teams just to shreds. Because it just has a terrifying move. Like, Triple Arrows is bonkers. It's literally a better version of Leaf Blade that can also flinch and that can also drop defense. It's just, what are you going to do to this thing? It also, for those of you thinking, oh, I can use ghost types, it gets scrappy. So, like, it can still punch your ghost in the face. Hisuian Samurott is going to be rip and tear. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Hisuian Samurott, though, is I think it's kind of a bit of a similar thing where it's a bit on the slower end of things, but it does have a much better, like, pure aggressive typing. It hits a lot of things for, like, good damage. Because Water Dart is a very hard typing to resist. The only things that really resist it are, like, Azumarill. Azumarill, well, Fairy Water in general. Dark Grass, other Dark Water, and like and various Dragon types. There's not much that really resists that, and the hardest thing for it is because a lot of what resists it actually share many weaknesses. It can easily capitalize on that. So unless they got the shiny on the initial load in, it would never have been. What's the method that you're using? Is it the is that the static spawn hunt method? Because I'm pretty sure if you like when you turn the game off and turn it on again, or like change date, then it changes. Unless they patch that, unless that's the one you mean. Because I actually don't know what method you're talking about. Shadow Ball, from my experience, is a very good move. Shadow Ball's an okay move. It's a base 80 power special attack, so like, it's definitely in that range of like solid moves. But it's a bit actually on like the lower end of like the solid power moves. Because like a lot of the moves people tend to use revolve around like 75 with Earthquake is like, that's not Earthquake, Rock Slide is like the lower end of that when it comes to like regular attacking moves. But like, 100 is kind of like the upper bound of it. That you get, you moves like Earthquake, you move like Earthquake and stuff. Shadow Ball is like 80 base power, so like it kind of falls in that mid area. Well, yeah, I know, but like what method in Outbreaks? Like what's the method in Outbreaks? Because like we just did an Outbreak shiny hunt and we found the shiny Bronzor right now. Yeah, we got the bronze ore shiny in there by going out and just and like doing a picnic reset. So I'm not really sure what you mean by like specifically the outbreak hunt. There was a massive outbreak, kind of insane. Oh, in Legends. Okay, that's what you meant. I didn't know. I thought when you said outbreaks, I didn't. Oh, outbreaks. Scarlet Violet. Legends, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to need to go grab some water in a little bit. But I mean, I did not expect us to get 2 of our shinies today. I mean, well, I expected the bronze ore. Yeah, outbreaks and, yeah, Legends. Yeah, Legends is kind of a thing that I just do not even mentally think about anymore, because I'm not a big fan of Legends. It was basically a playable tech demo of this game with a very watered down version of Mystery Dungeon Sky's storyline. Which for me is like, okay, why would I play a game that, why would I play this game when it reminds me so much of Mystery Dungeon Sky when I can just go play Mystery Dungeon Sky? Like, that's kind of like my stance. Like, it kind of falls into like this sort of like Breath of the Wild territory for me of there's a lot to do in the game, but the problem is a lot of what 100%ing and like doing progress in Legends is fairly grind heavy. Like, at least with Breath of the Wild, there's a lot of grindy stuff to do, but a lot of like the grindy stuff is you're doing that because you want to go for the 100% run, which is what we're doing. You know, I am voluntarily doing all of the shrines, doing all the Korok seeds, doing the Hyrule Compendium, doing all the upgrades. I'm doing all that voluntarily. But with Legends, you are required to like grind out a lot of Pokédex entries just to progress the storyline. And that's kind of for me where, you know, things kind of get not a big fan of, is I don't like being told, go, you know, catch 20 of these Pokemon and use the same move like 30 times over. And then do that, you know, over 100 times. Wasn't a fan either, but complete the Pokemon definitely appreciate it. I don't know, for me it's just like, it's a grind. It's do the same thing, like catch this Pokemon 20 times, use this move 30 times, then do that for 240 Pokemon. Which, yeah, that wasn't for me. And it kind of doesn't help that a lot of the side quests are for, like, unlocking materials that are used to help you with other, you know, dex entry portions, or the quest itself is literally just outright give you a dex entry. So it's kind of like the only thing is the dex, which, I mean, that's the point of the game, is literally to build the Pokedex. But it makes for a good narrative. I don't think it makes for a fun story to play. Which is kind of like the thing with Legends is, as a narrative, it works. But as a game, I don't quite think its story narrative works. Because it is basically just catch Pokemon in the game. It actually has a lot more in common with a game like Let's Go. Honestly, you don't need that much to do any side quests. Yeah, I didn't do the side quests either. But that's because I went out and I just grinded out a lot of the catches. Yeah. Like, the story is good. Like, I like the story idea of it. But going and grinding out all of it to even, like, beat the game, because you do need to get a lot of dex progress in order to get access to later areas, I don't quite think makes for an enjoyable game. You know, it's like, because like with Xenoblade. Yeah, you can go and, like, grind out the side quests in Xenoblade. But with that, you're doing the side quests because they help you level up to, like, be able to fight higher level monsters, and it gets you affinity with locations. Affinity with locations can give you greater and greater rewards. You can get, you know, more trading things. You can unlock additional quests that give you absolutely insane gear. You get more skill branches. You get, you know, new arts for characters. You know, you get better equipment. It's like the side quests help you in a lot of other ways. Like, it does give you, like, it powers you up, essentially. Whereas you're completing side quests to essentially complete other side quests. Is kind of what, like, Legends kind of, like, circulates into, which is kind of my main thing. Volvo is actually insane, though. Lost ones. I liked the Volo fight. Like, the Volo fight, I would say, was, like, the one high point of the game. Like, that fight was amazing. Like Volo himself was, I would say, the best part of the game. He was very entertaining. You could tell just from the onset. He was just... I didn't trust him from the get-go, mostly because he made me fight a Togepi early on. But yeah, I didn't trust him from the start. I didn't think they'd make him the bad guy, but I was like, I told one of my friends jokingly, watch him be the villain. But it's just like, I like how they make like his character, because he's too helpful. He's too nice. Like he was definitely a very good high point of the game, but I feel that's kind of it. Like, he was the high point of the game. You know, it hit, at least for me, a lot of the same story beats that a game like Mystery Dungeon Explorers hit. And I love Mystery Dungeon Explorers. It is, to be blunt, probably my third favorite game of all time. I love that game. But when you hit basically the same story beats as that game, but you don't bring, like, the same level of emotional punch that a lot of those, like, scenes were able to bring out, because they were given a lot more development, and they did actually, like, a lot of, like, things made a bit more sense. It doesn't just hit as well. Like, my one issue with Legends was they did go down the whole of, oh, you're the cause of all of this. We disown you and kick you out of the village. I didn't like that, because, like, it was very, very Mystery Dungeon for me. And, like, in Mystery Dungeon, that made sense. You know, you're helping Grovyle steal the Time Gears. You know what you're doing will get you, you know, kicked out of the village. You have to hide. So, like, that made sense. But, like, with the one in Legends, it's just Kamado just being a dick. My friend didn't trust him. Too bad. At the facility, we stopped playing, so we never got to find out the truth. Nice. Yeah. Like, Legends felt a bit forced. The story felt a bit, like, pushing you along a bit too much. And it wasn't given, like, the same level of, like, character depth and development that a game like Mystery Dungeon Sky, which I would say kind of did a lot of what it did better, that, like, Mystery Dungeon Sky gave it. And I feel like if we got a game like Legends, again, but it was given, like, the full treatment of development that, like, say, this game was given, like, where story is a major part of it, where it's like, okay, story is a major part, character is a very big part of it, and we're not going to focus as much on, like, making, like, the Pokedex thing be, like, the main focus, I think we would have, like, probably one of the best games, like, of the Pokemon series with this. Because Legends opens up a lot of interesting story opportunities, and I just think that Legends Arceus just didn't capitalize on those openings in the best way it could have. Fortunately, I got spoiled by that Bull was a bad guy, and it was one of my fault since I did drop the game off completely. I don't know, like, I felt it was a bit, I don't know, I feel like him being the bad guy, the game did, like, tell a bit. Because, like, the game does a good job of, like, highlighting his kind of scummy-ish nature. Because, like, he's too nice. He's way too nice of a character. He helps you way too much for, like, a merchant giving you all this free stuff when his job is to literally sell stuff. So it's just, like, I don't know. Something about him just doesn't feel... I mean, maybe it's because, like, I've seen a lot of Kirby stuff, so I know not to trust characters when they're helping you. Because, you know, that's, like, literally what happens in Kirby all the time. So maybe it was just that, but also, like, I don't know. I don't trust this guy. But yeah, like, I do like what they did with Volo, though. They did a very good job with him. He's a very entertaining character. Even though, like, I saw he was being the bad guy kind of a mile away, it was still really entertaining watching him. It was still, like, a delight. I didn't expect it. The only side of it was my friend saying he didn't trust him, so I didn't think much of it. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's... I got vibes from him that, like, Chairman Rose gave me when I first saw Sword and Shield. And I remember saying, like, the first time I saw Sword and Shield, I think Chairman Rose is going to be the bad guy. But then, as I played the game, I was like, no, I don't... Like, the guy literally goes out to a restaurant wearing shorts and a sweatshirt. There is no way a guy who does not give a flying crap like this could possibly be the bad guy. He just does not give a crap. I thought the bad guy was going to be Oleana at that point. But no, I was right. No, it actually was, like, Chairman Rose was, like, kind of the end big bad antagonist. Like, antagonist, you know, in air quotes. Yeah, like, he was trying to do a good thing. He was trying to do good. Like, I do like how Volo just, like, goes completely off the deep end mentally. It's just like, no, mental snappage. Like, no, I will not allow you to win. I am the one who just wants to become God mode. But that's kind of one of the things that I remember saying, is that's a large part of why the game kind of reminds me of Mystery Dungeon a lot, is you travel back in time, you have amnesia, you have to explore the world to save the world from a megalomaniac who is trying to mess with the gods of time and space because he wants to basically take over the world and be a megalomaniac. You know, it does hit very many, and like a couple of other like, idiosyncrasies of the game, it does hit a lot of the same story beats that Mystery Dungeon Explorers hits, which is kind of why I was like, yeah, this game reminds me a lot of Mystery Dungeon. And again, that's not a bad thing. I love Mystery Dungeon Explorers. Great game. Realized they did 3 plot twists in a row. Villains, Rose, Volo, and Penny. I wouldn't count her as being evil. Like, no, she was trying... The thing is, I wouldn't say Team Star is, like, bad guys. Because, like, they were kids that were bullied, and they formed Team Star to, like, protect themselves from being bullied, and other kids just gravitated to that because they also didn't want to be bullied. It just became a situation that was way worse than what they expected. You know, things just kind of got out of control. You know, and she actively is trying to stop, you know, he's trying to, like, reverse what happened. Like, I wouldn't really say she's, like, an antagonist. Because, like, she's actively trying to help you. You know, she's actively helping you fix a mistake that she caused. Yeah, like, plot twist. Like, I mean, there's a lot of plot twists in this game. Like, I kind of was guessing that, yeah, Penny has some involvement in Team Star. I thought what it was gonna be was, like, Melia was gonna be, like, her big sister. And, like, she just wants her sister back, so, like, she's helping you take down Team Star. It was like, no, she's, like, lived the first boss you fight, and then the other's, like, way above her. I got completely wrong. But there's a lot of, like, very good plot twists in Scarlet Violet. I have, like, a whole, like, giant review video I was gonna do on that. Well, the reason why the Professor's plot twist works is they were very much aware these are the plot twists that people are going to expect. So, we'll give you those, you know, the generic stereotypical plot twists that the games have, so then you drop your guard. Alright, that's everything revealed, we got all the information, okay, this is what was really going on. And then, like, you sit back, you relax, you let your guard down. And then they hit you with the real plot twist, which was brilliant. Like, I like what they did with Arven. I think that you hate Arven up until the second Titan. Then it's like, okay, I will help you. I don't know. I only didn't pick up that Clive was Clavel because I was super freaking tired when I played, and my brain was just running on like 5%. But after I played, like, oh yeah, it actually is him. Like, the face is the exact same, the hair is the exact same, everything is the same. They even like lampshade the Clavel thing with a couple of characters pointing it out. So like, I wouldn't think it's a plot twist, because like they kind of make it very, very obvious. But like they do very well, because they give you all the plot twists you're expecting, and then they hit you with the one you don't. It is a masterful amount of storytelling. They really did a great job with the story. And when Pokemon Home announces I'm going to play Shining Pearl and Shining Palkia. Respect. I am probably not going to be shiny hunting the box art legendaries in those games, because when it comes to me getting a Dialga, I want to shiny hunt Dialga and get Dialga in a Beast Ball. Honestly, maybe if the dialogue options weren't obvious, I might not have picked up. Yeah, that's, again, they make it very obvious. They're kind of nudging you in that, yeah, Professor Clavel is actually Clive. You know, they're very not subtle about it. But they're like, I'm not gonna lie, we went just being Georgia Pegasus Dragon, control space. Go on. I don't know. Palkia. Get head start, you know, I'm just saying. Yeah. Honestly, you probably should start hunting it right now. It's like when it comes out, you can just transfer it immediately. I'm not looking forward to fighting Palkia in VGC, because I don't know if you guys know, but the way that Origin Palkia's stat line is, Origin Palkia's base speed is 120. For context, regular Palkia's base speed is 100. Things with 120 base speed, like Alakazam. Yeah. It's terrifying. Like, I am very scared about what Origin Palkia is going to do competitively. Because it's ridiculously fast. It hits ridiculously hard. Origin Dialga also worries me, because it's, again, like both it and Palkia, they're just default better versions of the legendaries. Unless you are required to have the Adamant and Lustrous Orbs equipped to unlock those forms. No, legendaries are not banned in VGC. They are restricted. Basically, the way VGC works is generally legendaries, or like the box art legendaries, you know, the official term is restricted legendaries, are normally not allowed. However, every so often they have a format where they allow the use of the restricted legendaries, but they only allow you to use one or two of them. So, yeah, it's like you can only have like Palkia and Yveltal on your team. You can't have like Zacian, Yveltal, Palkia, Dialga, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Groudon. You can't have that. They only allow two of them, and I think that's balanced. Like that, I like that system. But most of the time, they are not allowed in. You're probably thinking of Mythicals. Mythicals are just flat blanket excluded from VGC because event Pokemon in general are just hard banned in VGC. Aside from Series 13, which we don't talk about, we do not discuss Series 13 Sword and Shield. It doesn't exist. That was the one where they allowed mythicals and they removed the restricted cap, so you could bring in like full team of restricted legendaries. But yeah, under normal conditions, you're only able to bring in 2 of them. Hey, Gleaming Gamer, how you doing? But yeah, you're normally only allowed to bring in 2. And I'm honestly glad that, like, I like that rule. I think that's a very, very fair system. But also, again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We have already gotten 2 shinies today. Hate running into everyone just because you get full legendary team in normal battles. Again, there's a difference between the legendary, like the restricted legendaries, and then like legendaries like say Zapdos. You know, Zapdos only has like I believe it's a base 570 base stat total, whereas like the box art legendaries are like 680s. Very, very, very big difference. Most legendaries actually have stat lines like base stat totals that are actually more in line with non-legendaries. Which is one thing that we kind of talking about a little bit earlier, how it's a bit funny how a legendary Pokemon can get blasted into oblivion by, like, hate for being overpowered, but if it was part of, like, a 2 or 3 stage evolutionary family and had the exact same everything, it would be completely fine. Really? Well, why? Why are you so happy? Glad to see that you're happy. But, like, it took something to the degree of, like, Incineroar to get people to start being mad at, like, 3-stage evolutionary lines that are non-legendaries. And a lot of it is just Incineroar is just kind of insane. Incineroar literally gets everything. There's actually a lot of non-legendaries that are non-pseudos that actually have around that same stat line. There's actually a good number of them that actually have, like, around, the high 500s. Yeah, there's not... That's not a shiny Toedscool, is it? No, it's not, yeah. Yeah, it isn't just the pseudos. There's actually a lot more. Like, Volcarona's one, Volcarona. Haxorus is kind of ish up there, but, like, Haxorus also has, like, other issues going for it. And a couple of others. The only real edge that legendaries, like, the non-box art legendaries, so ones like, say, Suicune, Entei, Raikou, Zapdos, the Lake Trio have, is, like, they generally have a little bit better stat. Excuse me, they have a little bit better stat efficiencies, like they have a little bit better of a stat line, but base stat total wise they're actually not far off. I was hatching last night, Zarizari eggs on the second egg, got my shiny, and yeah, Masuda, very nice. Apparently they're bringing back every starter except for Tapega's knife. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. Leaks for Pokemon and things like that have been very, very wrong about stuff returning, at least, like, relatively recently. So, I don't think I buy that. Every single starter except 2 is a little suspicious. There's definitely going to be others that are not coming in, though. Like, if that's the case, I would be highly surprised if that was the case. Yeah, I don't think that's actually coming out. I don't think that's actually happening. Like, I just do not think that is going to be realistically happening, because why would they only leave out 2? There is no reason to leave out only 2 of them. Again, leaks historically have been pretty heavily wrong lately, so I wouldn't put much stock in it. Yeah, leaks have definitely been wrong. And again, there's Pokemon that are in the games now that we didn't even know existed. We didn't even know Walking Wake was a thing. So it could just be, yeah, the data just is not put into the game yet. Which likely is more of what it is. Croaky, croaky, it's not shiny. Just give me my sparkly frog. The only start line that I was expecting of the rest of Kanto, Unova, Johto, and Alola because of BLA Charge. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Like, I'm thinking every single starter we have, the rest of them from that region is coming in, and the rest of them from the regions of the Hisuian variants are coming in. So, like, again, I wouldn't put much stock in it. Leaks have been pretty wrong lately, so I wouldn't get too worried about it. Yeah, I definitely think that there's going to be more missing than those. Because, again, leaks have historically been very, very wrong lately. You know, no Let's Go 2 Johto. Megas were not in Legends. Megas were not in BDSP. Megas were not in Scarlet Violet. The Kalos DLC was not a thing. Yeah, there's the Hisuian Decidueye, the Ghost Hisuian Decidueye raids were not announced at the Presents. You know, the leaks and preliminary info has been wrong more often than not lately. Your pink team, yeah, you're gonna be making a pink team. Why am I not surprised that? And again, we are going over 1,000 eggs for this. I called it earlier on in the stream. Croak. Croak is going croak. Yum yum. One more egg and then we refresh. Yep. Last egg and then we hit 1,000. And 1,000 eggs. But wait, it's not sparkly! It's almost like I know how much this game hates me. Box. Release. Release the weeb frog. I'm really hoping they don't make Ash Greninja breedable. Because then I'm going to need to hunt that. Well, not Ash Greninja, Battlebond Greninja breedable. Because then I'm going to need to hunt that as well for a shiny. Not going to be fun. But yeah, 1,000 egg. We have... We have exactly 100 eggs left. Hello, Melon the Great. It's been a while. How have you been? Hope you're doing well. That has indeed been a very long time. Honestly, right for that, I could finally start egg hunting. I'm done with Legend Pokedex. Making a team. It just no longer has the form. So, no point. Its ability is very different. Honestly, Pixel, the change they made to Battlebond makes Battlebond Greninja stronger than Ash Greninja ever could dream of being. Because the change they made to Battlebond is now, when it lands its first KO of the match, it gains a 1-stage boost to attack, speed, and special attack. And running the numbers, because I actually did a whole video on this I never actually put out because it was just no point in doing it. Running the numbers on it, yeah, Battlebond Greninja now is way more powerful. Because the boost that the stats gave were like 10 to 20% speed increase. Like, it was barely noticeable speed increase. Its attack power went up like between 30 to 40, like 30 to 45%. But with the change that Battlebond is now, it gains a flat 50% boost to all three of those stats. So it's a much, much faster thing now. It also will hit harder than it could ever have had before. It's terrifying. If anything, the removal of Ash Greninja was the biggest buff Greninja has ever received. I believe you get it if you get Shiny 90 Eggs. I believe we'll be able to get your Shiny Kermit. Oh, we still need another one after this, too, Gleam. We're hunting a Shiny Living deck, so we need this Frogadier, and then we need the last Froakie. Because we already have our Greninja Shiny. I've been okay. The channel's been going pretty well, as you can see, Melon. We are working on a Shiny Living Dex, which is going progressively quite well. Aside from the stupid Weeb Frog. Well, Weeb Frog and Ho-Oh, the shoe bird. Yeah, he's got 2 shinies today, so that's good. Also got a haircut today. Very much. I'm honestly preferring my haircut being cut shorter like this. Also had like a job interview that actually seemed to have gone quite well, because one of my friends that was one of my references got a call yesterday actually about, like, you know, the interview. So that's good. So might be getting a job soon, which is good. Because that means I can start putting money towards, eventually traveling to regionals and, just other stuff like that. That's going to be fun. I mean, what's not going to be fun is I'm not going to be able to stream as much. Because, I mean, I'll be needing to actually, I'll honestly be doing more recorded content in that case. Because then I will, need something to fill in the time when I'm not present. So that's going to be the play. But yeah, it's going pretty well. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy being able to get back. I mean, I'm already starting to do some more recorded content for stuff and things. Trying to get back into the schedule of recording videos. Recording. Because I needed to, yesterday, I went and I just, cleared out so many PNGs that I had saved up from, just editing thumbnails and things like that, and just clearing out all of this just kind of waste space that I don't need anymore. And it just freed up so much data on my hard drive. So that's one of the things that I've been doing, because I've been needing to record some stuff for sort of a backlog. But it's gonna be good. But yeah, it's pretty good. My big hope is, if I get the job, I can start saving up so I can travel to regionals, because I've mentioned this a bit before. My, big goal, it isn't just, streaming, it isn't just, shiny hunting. I do really, really love battling. I'm a big fan of competitive Pokemon battling. And my goal, the dream, is to go to regionals and win at regionals. Then it is to go to, continentals and nationals, nationals, regionals, continentals, it's regionals, nationals, continentals, intercontinentals, worlds. The goal is to get to worlds. The power of Asuka, so bad it comes out with one home release already. We're not getting home. We're not getting home for another couple weeks, Bexel. We went over this a little bit earlier. It's not going to be for another, 3 weeks, at minimum. Yep. The funny thing, the thing is, this is another over 1,000 hunt for the same line. That's the part that sucks, Toxic. The first Froakie we got also went over 1,000 eggs. It was 1,200. 1,272 eggs before we got the shiny. Hello, Maboshtif, the good boy. The absolute good boy. Reach your goal. Yeah, I hope to get to work. I have a feeling it's not going to happen for a while. But the goal is Worlds. Because it's because the other part is yeah, it would also help the channel out pretty well. Just get the name out there, go to some of the things go to things like PAX, go to things like Comic-Con, those also all the things that I want to do. So it's gonna meet up with you guys, it'll be fun. We enjoy more shiny hunting here a bit. Competitive battling. I'll be real, I really enjoy the battling more. Cause half the fun if not more, I would say when it comes to battling, it isn't even like the battle itself. It's the planning everything. It's the figuring out, you know, the sets, the figuring out what am I going to want to bring, like what are potential issues to my team, and then like theory crafting ideas. You know, that is, I find a lot more enjoyable to do that. It's actually the reason why I keep the playbook, as I call it, the notebook I have of just all my previous competitive teams just over in the corner. But also, guys, again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Shiny Frog. Sparkle already. 10. Very binary number for that. Still haven't gotten a an all zero or an all best aside from attack Froakie yet. Still waiting for that. Release the frog. Yeah, 3 more boxes. We only have 90 more eggs. I don't know if we will actually... We might. I was thinking we may actually finish all of these eggs before we end off tonight. But I'm also not sure. Because tonight's dinner is pizza. And that I know is not going to be nearly as late in the day as our dinner is normally. Because, you know, we're just getting a pizza from, like, the pizza shop, the pizza place. But again, we got 2 shinies today. We got the Spidops, and we secured the Bronzor, which means I am done with more shiny. The one worry, though, the one shiny hunt I'm still worried on. The other count for Froakie was 1,272. So we are well into the 2000s for these Masuda hunts of Froakie. We are well into the hunts. I love pizza. I enjoy pizza. Yeah, I mean, I honestly was surprised that this hunt went, the Froakie hunt went worse than the first Froakie was worse than our shiny hunt of Roggenrola, well, the Boldor, not the Boldor, the Gigalith. Because I'm still proud of that hunt. I love that one. Also, we're giving life updates, apparently. I got a new phone, another cat, and a... Nice! Very nice melon. Another cat. I don't know, cats have never liked me. Anytime I see a cat, it just launches into, like, kill mode. I don't know why they hate me. They just do. But yeah, eventually we're going to be hunting Zorua, eventually. Hisuian Zorua eventually as well. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be certainly something. I mean, I do love battling a lot. I think a lot of why I like battling is... A lot of it is, like, it's very dynamic. It also found some people trade and now... Nice! Very nice. Yeah, I think for me, a lot of why I really love battling is the back and forth of, you know, things like what move are you going to use in this scenario, the way you've built your team. All of those are just different person to person. And no 2 battles are ever the same. You know, 2 people can use the exact same team. But they can play those teams very differently. And it's always just a different experience. You can even, like, fight the same person with the same team, and they won't play the same both times. Well, okay, depending on the format, like, there are some draft leagues where I've done where... Yeah, there is a group of 4 Pokemon that I have that I can literally click this move and you just lose. So, like, there are times where it basically just becomes that. But you don't really get that level of things when it comes to actual mainline VGC. You know, unless it's like Primal Groudon's a thing. Because Primal Groudon just literally killed everything else. I don't miss that. I don't miss the Primals. I still get the traumatic nightmares of Primal Groudon just eviscerating teams. And I wake up and I have to remind myself, it doesn't exist. It can't hurt me anymore. It can't Precipice Blades my team into non-existence again. You will be banished from my thoughts. Yeah, the only thing, though, now is, they did nerf Zacian a little bit, but then again, Zacian can still deal with Xerneas. Like, Xerneas is dealt with by Zacian being Steel. You know, not really it didn't really need the Intrepid Sword to beat Xerneas. It helps, but with no but it doesn't need that to kill Xerneas. Unless you go, like, bold, very bulky Xerneas. Even then, I don't think it is gonna get. I don't even think that would survive it. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get a Hoenn remake again for a while. Like, remakes might happen, but not, I think, for a long time. I mean, we might. I think that Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee were anomalies, because the point of something like Let's Go wasn't really to be a remake in the same sense of previous game remakes. It was to be a nostalgia hook for people who, like, stopped playing a little bit after Generation 1 or Generation 2 and didn't really know, like, the mainline games after that. And to be an ease of accessibility for people who come from Go, who really just don't know much about the mainline games at all, and not to overwhelm them with, like, a ridiculously massive number of Pokemon in this very intricate game, to ease them in. Oh, best game of the series so far, Melon. Love this game. Scarlet Violet, for me, is best. Well, I think 30 years would make sense. It'll be interesting, though, to see if they do remake them. Well, because that, honestly, is the biggest thing, at least, like, for my line of thinking, against, like, a Let's Go Johto remake. Because, like, the purpose of Let's Go wasn't really to be a new spin-off genre. It wasn't to be, like, a true remake. It was to be this sort of easing in hook of the Go community into the mainline community, sort of like merge them into one. You know, sort of like to bring them in. But it's why, like, I mean, we could get, like, Let's Go Johto. I think I don't think it could happen. I think more likely another Legends game is the more likely scenario. Because, like, Legends-style games, they open themselves up to a lot of possibilities. You know, like, I think Let's Go... I do. But the thing is, I think Let's Go was sort of a one-off anomaly due to the nature of what its purpose was. Scarlet Violet is only peak for me when... The thing is, I don't really think the technical issues were a problem. Like, I mean, it kind of goes into, like, my logic train when it comes to games. A lot of the technical issues were things like, you know, frame glitch where a thing disappears then reappears, like, a frame later. Or, you know, the game crashing after playing for, like, 8 hours straight because of the memory loop and not saving. Which, I mean, I habitually, compulsively save, like, every couple of hours. So, like, it doesn't really affect me as well, because even then, other games will still crash when playing that long. I think more about the game in, like, its content itself, and, like, what the game itself does. Like, immersion, it breaks immersion, which I will say is one of the issues that the glitches did have, but I feel... saying that, like having immersion breaking because of like a frame glitch is, I feel like it to a degree kind of gets in like nitpick territory, and it kind of like undersells like the story, it undersells like the characterization, it undersells the just ability of other things that the game adds. And I mean, everyone does do each other own like in the way of like rating the games, but I look at things more in like the content itself rather than like, I guess like the coat of paint that's on the content, I guess is like the best way of phrasing it. Hey Ash, how you doing? Yeah, exactly same thing, Foxy. I doubt it's gonna be honestly like, honestly I never really had the problems with lag aside from like Lake Casaroya and the area right around Ortega's like start. They're the only areas I ever like had lag as a problem in. Which even then, like the lag is more a byproduct of the game engine itself just not being suited to this game. Oh, none, Pixel. Shiny Ditto and Shiny Zorua, from what I have heard, will appear on the overworld as a shiny. Yeah, the crashing was also due to like people playing the game for a very, very long stretch of time. Like, the crashing happened when like marathoning this game for like 6-7 hours. And even then, like, other games will also crash after things like that happen. So that isn't like a uniquely Scarlet Violet thing. You know, like Splatoon has that, Legends has that. Smash has done that to me a couple of times. Breath of the Wild had it happen like twice. But that is one of those things that is kind of also like Switch dependent. Honestly, this may be a hot take, but Let's Go is better than Made SP. Don't love Let's Go though. I don't know. I gotta disagree with you on that, Ash. But Mel, the reason why they got rid of the sound effect is the same reason they got rid of like the passive overworld sparkles around shinies. Because when it came to Legends shiny hunting, the way that you Legends shiny hunt, you use Sneasler, climb to the top of the biggest mountain you can find, hop on Braviary, just make circles until you hear that sound effect. And if not, you just do nothing. It was basically to prevent people from doing that same exploit again and again and again and again and again, to get people to actually be looking for the shinies. Which, bit heavy-handed, but I understand the reason. I'll say BDSP is better. Yeah, like, the thing, I think BDSP is a better gameplay loop, and that it fixes the vast majority of issues that were present in the original Diamond and Pearl. And I mean, I think another issue that a lot of people have with BDSP is wanting Platinum and it not being Platinum, rather than like kind of judging the game for its own merits, because it is the hardest Pokemon game we've ever gotten. It actually made a lot of major trainer teams like almost competitive grade. It gives you access to all of those Sinnoh evolutions that were locked out of the previous games. Like, I actually counted this up for a video I actually never got around to making, but in Sinnoh, it added 27 new evolutionary families. In original Diamond and Pearl, including version exclusives, there are only 7 you can get access to before beating the game. That 7 includes Murkrow in Diamond and Misdreavus in Pearl, or vice versa. So, in reality, when you consider version exclusives, there's really only like 5 per game when it comes to Pokemon that got evolutions in Sinnoh that were accessible out of 27. And this game gives you access to all of those bar the version exclusives, except for Tangela. You can get Gligar, but you cannot get Gliscor. Also another thing that people have against BDSP is shiny hunting in that game. The shiny charm only affects Masuda eggs. You know, it only affects eggs. It doesn't affect, like, overworld things. A lot of the issues when it comes to BDSP are kind of like these, like, more passive small things rather than, like, gameplay reasons. And I kind of found it a little bit interesting, because it actually includes more or less all of, like, the platinum content. So I don't know what platinum was like. The thing is, it actually includes almost every single platinum content edition in terms of, like, actual gameplay changing. The only exception is you don't have the third match with Cyrus. Because, let's be real, we all love the Distortion World. But it's a 15-minute long hallway where you walk in, like, a straight line and make a turn every here and there, use an HM, and you're just walking down a hallway. Like, I love the Distortion World. It is masterful atmosphere. But it's a freaking 15-minute hallway. It's atmosphere, and that's what really makes us love it. But when it comes to actual gameplay, it is just you holding the D-pad. Like, yeah, it's you just holding the D-pad in a single direction for, like, 15 minutes, and, like, adjusting here and there. The Underground is a little different. I still need to be BSB. Yeah. Like, again, Cynthia is, like, a legitimate nightmare in that game. She is the most powerful champion in the entire series, just in terms of just pure stats. It's horrifying. It even has, like, the Platinum rematch with gym leaders. You can do that in the post-game. It has the Platinum Elite Four teams. When you beat the Elite Four once, then they bring in their Platinum teams. Like, it actually includes every single thing that Platinum did in a major gameplay capacity. The only things it doesn't have is it doesn't have, like, the third Cyrus fight, and it doesn't have the Distortion World. But the Distortion World really is like a giant hallway, all things considered. I love the Distortion World, but it's a 15-minute hallway. Thank you guys for coming in. Again, if you guys haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I also want to say, I have no love for BDSP. I do think the game has legitimately large amounts of problems. However, I do believe in giving credit where credit is due. You know, like, I'm not the biggest fan of X and Y, but I will not, you know, lie that, like, yeah, the game did a lot to revitalize the Pokemon community, and for as much as I'm not a big fan of it, Let's Go also did help a lot of people get into Pokemon that were really not, you know, familiar with the games, because it eased them into the main line. You know, again, I have no love for any of those three games, but I will give credit where credit is due, because I do believe in giving credit where credit is due. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing. It's gonna be interesting seeing, like, future games, and I'm looking forward to the DLC. I'm wondering, though, if they're gonna be, like, releasing any spin-offs, like main console spin-offs mid-gen. Because, like, I don't think they did any spin-offs when it came to Sword and Shield. Like, Legends is, like, technically mainline. BDSP is mainline. Did we have a spin-off? Did we have a mid-gen spin-off when it came to Generation 8? Oh, yeah, right. We did get, Mid-Gen DX. I forgot about that. Yeah, I guess we did. It's going to be interesting seeing, like, if they do another mid-gen spinoff. Yeah, I actually just remembered Mr. Ninja DX. But because there's, like, a ridiculous amount of latency on the stream, it didn't pick up until now. I mean, I would say it's a spinoff. I would say it counts. Yeah, I would say spinoffs count. Like, it is a spinoff. That's actually kind of... Oh, yeah, Pokemon Snap. Forgot about that. Yeah, I never played Pokemon Snap. I didn't even buy Pokemon, like, new Pokemon Snap. Because I never really understood like, the craze for Snap. Oh, yeah, Unite. I mean, well, Unite... Yeah, Unite. That's the thing. Yeah. Yeah, because Masters came out before that. I don't think we're ever going to get a Coliseum remake or XD remake, because, like, copyright reasons are kind of complicated with that. I mean, the other part is, we've seen how the community absolutely lashes out at games that restrict the amount of Pokemon you can get access to, and that is those games to a T. Which is weird, because, like, those games are, like, absolutely beloved in the community, but it literally does the same thing a lot of people hate about, like, Sword and Shield. Me neither. Seems like a game you just watch someone play and have the same experience. What? Oh, yeah, Pokemon Snap, yeah. Yeah, like, I know a lot of people love Snap because, like, the nostalgia for it, which I guess is probably the reason why I don't really care for it. Because I had a couple of my friends actually say that the main draw for it really is nostalgia. That if you don't have nostalgia for the original, you're not really going to enjoy it. Because it's just, you don't have nostalgia for it. That's kind of what it's like, its bread and butter is. Like, I mean, there's a good amount of, like, puzzle solving in it, like, to get certain Pokemon. I know you need to, like, do certain things to get them to evolve things. I wouldn't say not everyone. You would be surprised how many people don't really even know about Coliseum and XD, Foxy. They are relatively remote games because they were exclusive to the GameCube. You know, they were semi-remote games. No, okay, no, that's not a Shiny Boss stuff. It's just online, a lot of their presence gets amplified because a lot of the people who are online are people who had the experience with those games. It's kind of almost like a false positive in that the people who talk about it are people who were around when the game was a thing, and a majority of us know about the game just like through like just pop culture diffusion. Foxy, you know I always have to go with the facts. I don't lie. Yeah, I don't think Ranger's ever coming back. The issue with a game like Ranger is changing the way its mechanics operate. You would need to heavily rework how the game is played and how it is just designed in order to, like, bring it onto the Switch, because Nintendo is very big on making games playable docked and handheld, and making it a game exclusively playable by a handheld, I don't think a lot of people would go for. Because, like, when it comes, you know, docked controls, like, how would it control? Would you just, like, swing your arm around to make the loop? Well, then you're moving a lot slower than you did, you're moving a lot less precise. The issues really become in, how do you modify the controls? And then, would these modified controls really make for a fun game? I mean, I loved Ranger. Yeah, I was just gonna say that, Ash. The Wii U, I think realistically, is the only system where a Ranger remake or like a Ranger sequel could have worked just because of the touchscreen on it. Other than that, or they release like a peripheral attachment for the Switch that is just a touchscreen. But then you're releasing a touchscreen peripheral for basically a single game. You know, and a touchscreen probably would be a little... That would be a little expensive. No, there was no remaster of it. There was no remaster of Coliseum or XD. But yeah, like that's the only issue, is how do you modify the controls? Because, like, you could... Yeah, but again, Pixel, you can't do that in docked mode. That's what I was saying. You would need to modify the control system for a docked mode, and you could do touchscreen for handheld, but then how do you do docked mode? Because they have been making games where they're playable in handheld and they're playable in docked mode. Because it would be kind of crappy, like, oh yeah, the only way you can play this game is handheld. And all the other thing is, you know, Ranger was kind of famous for, like, destroying your touchscreens. Send me a DM of it, Foxy. I don't think that's real. Like, I'm not sure there ever was a remaster of the game. Just send me it on Discord. Yeah, but the other thing is, Pixel, is would it be fun? That's kind of the other issue. Theoretically, yeah, you could map, you know, Ranger's control scheme onto the Switch for handheld and for docked mode. But then the issue is, would it be a fun game? The other issue is, how much time would you have to spend investing in changing up the UI to make it fun? And would that cost justify the remaking of it? Because you would need to completely redo the menus. You would need to completely redo just the entire interface of the game. You basically need to rebuild the game from ground up. Which is one of the issues. It's just the amount of time that would go into making it. And then the underlying issue of would it really be a game that would sell is something that would need to be taken into account. Because, I mean, the main issue that I would see, at least, is the controls. You know, something like, you could map it so, you know, you swing your arm to, you know, control the styler, you know, to make the loops. But then, you need very, very, you know, precise controls. Your arm would get tired extremely quickly with that. Because instead of, you know, this little tiny thing, which you can basically just, like, move your wrist to just make, you know, these very nice, tight circles, you'd be, like, moving your entire arm. And then, you know, adjusting the size of the circles, you would not have the same amount of control. You know, how would you do, like, the poke assist? How would you do all of this? Like, the issue is, how would you really rework the entire game's control system into a way that would still work? Which is kind of one of the other reasons, like, I don't... Yeah, but the thing about Skyward Sword is Skyward Sword was motion control. It was swing thing left, swing thing right, stab forward. That doesn't really need, like, very precise controls. Those are broad movements. You know, I could, like, swing the nunchuck, not the nunchuck, the Joy-Con like this. And that would do a horizontal slash. Where the Joy-Con is relative to, like, the frame of reference does not matter. But for a game like Ranger, where your Joy-Con is positioned and moving, that is incredibly important. You know, unless, oh, it always is this far away from the Pokemon, but then, you know, what do you do about, like, Pokemon moving? Well, then, like, your styles will always automatically move, which takes the fun out of the game. That's kind of the problem. You know, with Skyward Sword, you didn't need to aim every single sword swipe. You just had to make this broad movement, and you aimed with, like, the joystick to, like, you know, position yourself in front of something. Which is kind of why, like, that's a very big different thing. They can do snap. Yeah. I mean, again, the other issue with Foxy is Coliseum and XD, there are copyright issues that come into that game. That reminds me, I need to continue my Ranger. I haven't played in years. Honestly, I enjoyed Ranger. I love those games. They were very, very fun. But I mean, the other thing also is, you release a game like Ranger today with a whole bunch of people who have never heard of Pokemon Ranger. And the way that people describe the game is, it's Pokemon where you draw circles. It's literally an entire game where you just draw circles. You know, I have a hard time thinking that would kind of take off. Despite that we love the game, a lot of the reason we love and enjoy the game is, let's be honest, nostalgia. You take nostalgia away, Ranger kind of drops off a cliff. It isn't something like a Mystery Dungeon Sky, where, like, Mystery Dungeon Sky is a legitimately solid game, where it has the Pokemon gameplay loop, it has a lot more different things than the actual normal games have, it has a very heavy story focus, there's a lot to do. It isn't really just nostalgia. Nostalgia, I would say, honestly, does play a bit of a strong role in our love for it, but it is a game that you could release today, and people kind of wouldn't really question why was this made, as opposed to, you know, a Pokemon game where it is literally you just draw circles. Yeah, Ranger was hard. Which is also the reason why, like, I don't think they'd be able to really realistically map Ranger's control scheme onto the Switch in, like, a meaningful way. Because you're making the loops, you know, with, if it were the Joy-Cons, it would be so much slower than the way in which you would make the loops in, you know, when it was on the handheld. Because your arm would have to move a much longer distance. You would have to... You'd have to make loops a lot faster. Again, that would just absolutely destroy your arm. Which is why I don't really see a practical way of Ranger getting remade on the Switch, unless they basically release, like, some special peripheral that is basically just for Ranger. You know, they could remake it, but I don't think it would be a fun game. Essentially, is kind of what it is. And yeah, I love Ranger. I would love to see it come back, but I just don't see the feasibility of it, I guess, is kind of the thing. Yeah, the Manaphy egg, yeah. Like, that was... Oh, shiny hunting Manaphy. That is a true something. Like, you have to get an uncompleted copy of Ranger, beat it, send it over, and then, like, keep resetting. Like those games. Hunting Manaphy is freaking bonkers. Manaphy is great. Manaphy is also terrifying because of Tail Glow. Nightmares are made of Tail Glow. Also, guys, again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. 2 shinies today. Can we get our shiny Weaverug? I don't think we will. I think I'm over the last egg. Nope, okay, still got a couple more eggs. Literally one more step and it hatches. But yeah, this is our second Froakie hunt to go over 100, over 1,000 encounters. So, like, this is... Yeah, we're over double odds now. Yeah, 1,000... Yeah, we are decently over double odds. I just realized that. We passed double odds. I keep thinking that was a shiny Mabostiff. The light catches it to make it look like it's shiny, but it's not. That off. Yeah, shiny Mabostiff does very much like the regular shine. Does look like it. It's just the way the light is catching it makes it look blue. Wait. Wait. Freaking. Wait. Bramblecast spawns here? I didn't... Wait. That actually makes shiny hunting you a little easier. I don't think any other ghost types spawn here. So that makes hunting you very easy. I will note that. Okay then, that was not expected. But that is going to be helpful for my sanity in the future. Yeah, I didn't think they did. I mean, that was weird, but I mean, I'll take it. I'm happy. And again, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't done so, please don't forget to subscribe for more. Hey, 0 defense. I love seeing all the imperfect stats. Hello, Ryan. How are you doing? Hello. Hope you guys are all doing very, very wonderfully well. Yep. We have 50 eggs left. We may finish all of them before we end off stream. I'm not sure if we will, but we might. I guess it really depends on if we find any other shinies. Because if we just like keep super speeding through here, I think we'll be good. I know what shiny Fomantis looks like. I'm pretty sure like it's all green. So that is helping. No Sudowoodo. Hello there again, non-shiny Serena. Not gonna be hunting that for my shiny Serena. That's gonna be a Masuda hunt. Yeah. Yeah, if we speed up. Hey, we're getting raided! I'm sorry, I'm frequently oblivious, Pixel. Thank you very much for that raid, Anxious Christian. How are you doing? Welcome in, guys. How are you guys doing? Mr. Swizzle, Anxious Christian, how are you doing? Ryan, thank you very much for that. TJville, welcome in. Thank you very much for that. Sorry, there's a bit of a latency when it comes to the stream. I didn't notice until now. How are you doing? Thank you very much for that. Again, guys, if you haven't done so, please don't forget to check out our friend Anxious Christian. As well as don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. How are you doing? Yeah, there's like, what, like a 15-20 second latency sometimes when it comes to the thing. I don't know why the latency is so insane. We used to have like a less than 2 second latency before. Now it's just insane. We do need to shiny on Pikachu and Pichu eventually. We need to get those. We already have Raichu. We also need to get a Alolan Raichu. Doing well besides losing my Compound Eyes Thunder Jolteon. Oh, that's pain. Oh, Compound Eyes Thunder. That's so broken. I mean, I guess like Levitate would be more broken, but that's amazing. That's amazing. How far into the game did you get, and what was the end cause of the doom? Was it just like unlucky crit on the enemy part? Was it a miss? Was it just like thing having huge power earthquake? What was the cause of the demise? You don't, Pixel. That is the fun part. You simply have to hunt it in another game and then transfer it in. Also, frigging Froakie is just decapitated by the rock. Glorious. Yeah, you need to hunt in like Sword and Shield or one of the other games. Yes, it is not available in the game yet. I have a feeling it will eventually come out, though. Hey! 3 no good stats. That's the most we've seen on a single one of these Froakie. Wait. Wrong box. There we go. Can't throw off my my count. There we go. Hello, Heracross. Yeah, you can get a Sword and Shield. Yeah, you get it in Dynamax Adventures. Oh, it's Zoroark. Hello, Zoroark. Nope. Yeah, you get it in Sword and Shield through Dynamax Adventures. Which honestly, I'd say is probably the easiest way of getting it. Because it's 1 in 100 odds. Find a very easy... Like, honestly, you could just find a Dynamax Adventure raid where it's in the pathing, and only, like, encounter it, lose, and then just check. That's honestly probably the best way of doing it. Then, like, needing to go through like, every single one of the battles. But yeah, we're doing now. Oh yeah, also Pokemon Go. But at the best stat distribution I think I've seen so far. Very sad, even though. First gym leader had 3 ground types, ran out of blizzards, sent out Donphan. Oh my gosh, that's so gross. So it started off with Blizzard and freaking Thunder? It's terrifying. It's absolutely just disgusting. Okay, no, there's nothing. I thought I saw something in the lake, like the pond, but I was wrong. Froakie, you're getting strangled because you're not shiny. I just want my shiny. Also, there was like someone who trades you a Alolan Raichu in Sword and Shield, but I believe they do not have Shiny Charm effect on them because they're technically like gifts, and gifts are not affected by the Shiny Charm. You know, it's not 60 yet. Yeah, I thought I saw the shiny, but I was not. I was mistaken. I'm not sure if we'll actually hatch the rest of these eggs before I have to end off, though. I hope we could, but I don't think we will. Froakie is just going to get strangled if it doesn't want to be sparkly. It gets defenestrated. Which is one of my favorite words. It means to be thrown out of a window. You know, it's not a shiny fortress. Thought it was, but no, we also already have shiny fortress. The golden holy hand grenade. Oh, it's hatching. It's a shiny, except not really. Just get defenestrated, Froakie. You're being annoying. For being a not sparkly thing. Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean, we got, what, like 10 done in about 6 minutes, I think? We might be able to do it. We may be able to finish the rest of these eggs before I have to end off. Because we're going to be ending off around, like, 6, depending on when we have to get the pizza. Let's get going. Nope, no Sudowoodo. I don't even think I need Sudowoodo. Because I evolved my shiny Bonsly I had in Legends into a Sudowoodo, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I evolved my Bonsly into a Sudowoodo. But that means I need to go shiny on a Bonsly. Yeah, I guess that there actually is a Brambleghast. Brambleghast here that appears. Which is good, because that means I can apparently shiny hunt it here without spawn interference. Because I need to find a narrow area where the Brambleghast family spawns in that I can just easily hunt it in. Otherwise, it'll become terrifying. That's just a bit of a grind, just run back and forth between everything. Yeah, okay, so now, yeah, it's 28 minutes in. Yeah, I guess about like 3 minutes per, I guess like maybe between 2.5 to 3 minutes per egg for all of them. So 3 minutes for 5 eggs. That would be about a little under a half hour, I guess, for 10 eggs. Okay. For 40, so yeah, so we've got... So if we're going for 40 eggs, we need to get... Well, 35 at this point. Yeah, I think that's actually manageable. You know, that's only about 20 minutes. Yeah, I think that actually we might actually be able to finish all of these before I need to leave. You are not shiny, Leafeon. Out of my way. There's actually a good number of things we need here. We need Leafeon. We need Fomantis. We need Lurantis. It would boost Brambleghast if it is here still. Yeah, this actually would help us. In regards to, like, you know, the future stuff. That's not bad. There we go. 65. I can't drive 65. Well, actually, I can. Because I have a freaking Electro Dragon that can drive whatever speed I want. Yeah, it's actually, we're doing good. Yeah, so that, yeah, about 3 minutes. Well, actually, a little under 3 minutes because, reasons. Yeah, that's perfectly doable. Falls on the alleged leak, but yeah, no. After all of the wrong leaks historically, I don't believe it. Hey, welcome in, Screech. How are you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you very much for coming in. It means a great deal. It would very much help if you leave a like and subscribe for being new, but thank you very much. Hope you're having a good day. And if you don't mind my asking, how are you? I actually didn't see those leaks. Send me the info on that, Jared. I will have to see if that is any more suspect than the secret link on Pokemon, the Pokemon's webpage that linked to Chunsoft. That didn't exist. I will see if it is any more suspect than that, because that'll be funny if it actually is. I mean, if it's right, interesting. But I mean, also I'm just like skeptic as hell. So there's that. But yeah, we are over double odds on this freaking Greninja. We are just looking for shinies around here. No, we got a shiny Spidops earlier. Apparently, it was the same post that leaked DLC 3 days early. Okay, I don't think that that was anything that we weren't gonna be guessing. That something like that was gonna be coming. But just send me the details on that. I will read that a bit later tonight, because that it seems a bit interesting. But I'll give that a look. Quote Dr. Selvig from The End of Thor. I think that's worth a look. Now I kind of want to go rewatch The Avengers, but also if I rewatch The Avengers, I'm gonna have to go and rewatch all the Marvel movies, which is gonna eat up like 4 days, and I don't think I want to do that. Random question: do you still play Pokemon? No, I don't really play Unite anymore. A lot of it is I'm just so out of practice. It would take a long time to like really relearn everything, and I've missed out on so many of like the emblem boosts. I've missed out on like so many tickets and things. I would be so far behind the curve when it comes to items. Unite's one of those games that fairly aggressively punishes you for not like doing everything every single day. Let's see if I can find a screenshot of it, because it was a 4chan post, and I ain't going anywhere near that. Fair enough. But yeah, again, like that's a little suspect. Because like the other thing is, like when it comes to guessing about things, you can throw like a billion guesses of everything. And chances are someone is going to have details right. Like, I don't think it was a stretch to assume that Scarlet's Violet's DLC was going to be announced in the Presents, because that was when they announced like all the DLCs for the first time is actually the Presents after the game's release. Because that's what they did with Sword and Shield, it's what they did with Legends, and they repeated that again here. So I don't think it was too hard of a thing to sort of piece together what was going to be happening. And they did follow a lot of the same patterns as what they did with Sword and Shield. Like, it's an island, it has a new legendary that, I guess, like, well, I mean, I guess, like, Terrapagos is kind of unintentionally related to, like, it is kind of related to the terrestrializing things. But, I mean, also, like, the region is kind of also like a turtle. Also, we did kind of see information about it, the thing. Oh, if yeah, I get pretty punishing if you don't play. Yeah, like, that's kind of one of the other reasons why I don't really play Unite anymore, is it's a game that does actively punish you for not playing, because everyone else gets, you know, they get their tickets, they get their, you know, end of season bonus things, and just like all the rebalances, the changes to items, like it really does heavily punish you. So, like, it punishes you by, like, encouraging you, like, to spend real money to make up that difference. And I don't really have the desire to acquire the skill gap necessary to overcome the item deficiency when I enjoy shiny hunting more, when I, like, enjoy recording things. It basically would be, like, such a massive time sink. I don't think I'd be able to really enjoy playing it. You know, that's kind of why, like, I like Splatoon. Splatoon's a game that it doesn't really punish you for not playing, because, like, you can just pick up the stuff and just have fun. Speaking of Splatoon, Salmon Run, big run later tonight, gonna be fun. That's gonna be delightful. But I'm probably not gonna be streaming it, but I will likely be playing it. Then in the DMs, it was a pretty accurate. I'll give it a look. But also, it could just be, like, photoshopped after the fact. Unless, like, a screenshot of it was taken showing the timestamp before it happened. It could be, like, a Photoshop job on, like, the thing. Splatoon scares me. I mean, fair enough. I know it does to a number of people. I mean, I just enjoy it for Salmon Run. Like, I do a little bit of Turf War here and there, but I really, really love that Salmon Run. The running of the fish amuses me. Because I enjoy, like, zombie-style horde modes. And that's what Splatoon is, Jade on the 24. I know, but again, is, like, the screenshot of the thing dated that? Or is, like, the post itself? Because the post could be a little photoshopped. But I'll give it a look. I feel it could look interesting. Let's see what's meant to do to the Discord page. Let's have a look. Let's have a little looky. I mean, again, this is also, like, super skeptic me. I basically, I mean, you guys will find I am extremely, like, cynical and skeptical of, like, most things involving leaks. Granted, a significant part of that has been due to historically how wrong leaks have been with regards to, like, Pokemon in particular lately. You know, like, the big one I point to is, like, Megas were not in Legends, Megas were not in BDSP, there was no Let's Go 2. There's been a number of them that have been very wrong recently. So, it will be surprising if, like, we got one on the money. If we got, like, one on the money. Patch, was models with lungs. We are working on graphics enhancement patch for the new Switch. Yeah, they didn't mention anything about the graphics thing. Official terrestrial appearance. The legendary large blue turtle, mystery Pokemon with a green mask. Dragon, Moon, Suicune. Alright, there were a few of them that were. Alright, those are some right. There's also a few things that are not right on there. They did not talk about the patch thing. For the Pokemon outsourcing company, Mingus' Porsche translated the DLC, the Regiberries here in Hexagon. Wow. That person's probably losing their job if that's the case. If that is actually real, someone's losing their job. Someone's ass is getting absolutely fired if that is the case. I never really understood why it was like people would actually like leak things for something like that. Because, like, this is kind of the reason why Game Freak doesn't expand its, like, programming inventory group. Because people do stuff like this. When you outsource things, when you bring in new people, they're less inclined to not leak stuff. Like, if that's real, oh boy. I get very aggressive, I know. I know I get very aggressive when it comes to Splatoon. It's kind of why I enjoy it. I let the full force of my anger take over. But there were a number of things that it did get wrong. I also wouldn't really say Terrapagos is like blue. It's more like white. There were a few things that it did get wrong, so. But also, again, like, you could say pretty much anything, and there will probably be, like, a post about it. Because as we do know, like, there is that picture of, like, the paradox things in, like, the book. So it could have just been based off of that. But it was fairly right. Surprising, though. I don't know. I'm not so sure of, like, the veracity of that, though. Like, aren't programming languages in English, though? So, like, it wouldn't make sense for someone, like, who's not, like, at least, like, decent with English to be programming. So, like, aren't programming, like, generally in English? Unless I don't know a damn thing about programming. Which likely is the case, because it's programming. Something that hates me. There you go, take this up to 80. Go. Just got my OLED after the leaks. The Switch Pro was scrapped. If it's true, I'm gonna be salty. Well, again, Jared, that's the reason I said, like, I wasn't gonna get that. I don't think they're doing the Switch Pro. I don't think it's happening. It could, but I don't know. It would be interesting if we do get a Switch Pro, though. If we do get a Switch Pro, unless games are specifically locked onto the Switch Pro, I'm not buying it. I'm just gonna save up for, like, the next system after it. But honestly, that does kind of worry me, though, because, like, they did that with the new 3DS, where there were some games that could only be played on the new 3DS that weren't on the regular 3D, that could not be played on the regular 3DS. So it kind of worries me, but I don't know. But yeah, I did. It's funny how you said that. I was like, no, just like, don't get the OLED. The thing's coming out soon. And then it kind of happens. So send me the thing about, like, the Switch 2, then. So I'll give that a look. I mean, like, because, like, we've been hearing, like, Switch 2 leaks for, like, 2 years at this point. It could just me kind of becoming numb after, like, all the same things kind of get regurgitated again. But I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, again, I am glad to be wrong at times. Croaky, it is going croaky. Okay, no, there's nothing shiny over there. Yeah, saving up right now for, like, the next Nintendo thing. I play the long game. I also just realized this would probably be the ideal place to hunt Strudel. Not Strudel, Grafii, or whatever the frick its name is. Because, like, I don't think there's any poison. Well, I mean, there's also the Sawsbuck, too. So I could just do, like, normal and get that. Okay, that's the play, I guess. Like, a normal here, hunt for Strudel. Try and knock out everything in here. Eventually do, you know, fighting in here to get Heracross and get the Lucario. Does Riolu also appear here? Or is it just Lucario? So I'll need to find a way of hunting Riolu. Wait. Do I have a shiny Riolu in... I'll need to go look over my shinies I have in Legends, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I feel like I have a shiny Riolu in Legends. Maybe. I think. I'll have to go check on that. What is that? Is that... Oh my gosh, it's a Bramblin as well. Okay, so they are not locked into just being at night then. Yeah, they're not just locked into being night. 5. There we go. How many shines do you have on this? I don't really have that many. I have like maybe like 5 or something. I really don't know. I only ever name my Pokemon if like they're on competitive teams, and even then I don't really name all of them that much anymore. I'm very bad at names. But yeah, I don't really have that many shinies and legends. I have, I think maybe at most 5 or 6. Like, I really did not play Legends that much. I don't have the shiny charm in it. Cause like I beat the game, we grinded out doing like we grinded out like getting Dex entries, getting at the legendaries, but we didn't really do like shiny hunting proper outside of like looking for shiny alphas, and even then we didn't have the shiny charm. Again, I still will say the terastallized overworld thing, it sounds like a freaking buzzsaw grinding. And it is unsettling as freaking heck. And I don't like that. Yeah, okay, even, like, I don't know, why would I ever hunt for Bonsly? Why would I ever hunt for, like, freaking Sudowoodo? I already have the shiny Sudowoodo. Yeah, I just hunt one Sawsbuck. I can get the shiny of that. Yeah, that's... Oh, right, also Amoonguss is here, and I think... Yeah, Foongus as well, so there's a lot of poison types I need here. Yeah, you guys played Legends a lot more than I did. I barely played it. Like, I played Legends, I beat the game, I finished most of the decks. I still need to get like some of the mythicals. I still have 3 Pokemon. I think I still need to get Darkrai, Manaphy, and Fione, and then we have everything, and then we can go get Arceus. But yeah, we really don't. I don't think I have that many. Legends wasn't really a game that jumped out to me that much. Yeah, it was. I did not enjoy Legends nearly as much as everyone else. I'll just start actually looking for people to go raid. Legends is... Yeah, for me, it's probably one of my least favorites, amusingly, Melon. I am polar opposite of the spectrum. I am not a fan of it. For a second, I thought that Lurantis was another shiny Spidops. One more egg. Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna... Again, provided we don't get a shiny overworld, I think we definitely are... One... There we go. That's the correct number. But yeah, we are definitely closing in on the end. Boxes. Yeah. I was honestly not expecting to clear out all of these, at least, like, at this rate. But, I mean, it means that, okay, I can now just go and get a crap ton more Froakie eggs later. You know, shiny Hisuian. Go for Snowball. It looks like a little bundle of coldness. I was going to look like a bundle of Spite, but, I mean, that works, too. That also works. I do like these. I like a lot of the Hisuian forms, though. I think that, like, a lot of them are pretty neat. I like them. What else was I thinking? There's something else I was thinking. There's something else I was thinking. Why are you so scared? No, I just don't really find the game too fun. I enjoy games with, like, a lot more story. and games where progressing the story isn't really dependent on going and like grinding out, you know, fairly grindy tasks, like, you know, going and catching this Pokemon so many number of times, using the same move so many number of times. I just didn't really find that fun. It also felt a lot like Mystery Dungeon Explorers, which is one of my favorite games. But when I have Mystery Dungeon Explorers on my desk staring at me in the face whenever I was playing Legends, I just kind of got the feeling of, why would I play a game that vaguely reminds me of this game when I can just play the actual game, and I enjoy that more. That's kind of like my outlook. Because, like, you also gotta remember, I also was not here when, like, Legends first got released. So, like, a lot of the nostalgia hype and, like, that first experience hype, I did not get when I played it. Which I think is a lot of why Legends is, like, so fondly remembered, is we remember having a lot of fun with Legends when it was first released because of, like, our community interactions. We remember enjoying the experience because we were in a good mood most of the time. We were enjoying, you know, talking with our friends, playing with our friends, and that was something I was sort of immune to, but I just wasn't around during it. So I kind of was like a fresh set of eyes outside of the new toy syndrome, which I think a lot of is like what the game had going for it and why the game is like very, very fondly thought of today. When like you go back and you like replay the game later, it's just kind of bland and grindy. 95. Croaky, croaky, it's not shiny. Final 5 of the day. Alright, this was eventful. Over double odds again for Froakie Hunt. I'm honestly dreading that this one's going to be worse. That this one is going to be worse than the first one. The first one already went over double. At least the good thing is, by the time we pretty much... Why do I have the hiccups? Jeez, that's... At least by the time, like Home comes out, we should still be on this. So we'll have Home to help us with our releasing purges of the excesses, shinies. Probably asked this before, but what's your favorite shiny you have? Mine is my shiny Gigalith, which is also my favorite shiny. Yeah, a lot of people expect it to be Metagross. I do have a shiny Metagross. But shiny Metagross is honestly probably like my 4th or 5th shiny in existence. Like, it's good, but it's not like my absolute favorite. Which I know surprises a lot of people. Because, like, it is my mascot, but I was like, the reason it's my mascot is for reasons other than it being my shiny. Reasons other than being my favorite shiny, you know. Because it isn't my favorite shiny. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of shiny Sylveon. I feel it's a bit too try-hard, which is kind of like an issue I have with a lot of the Generation 6 and onward shinies. But like, Goodra's got like a nice and simple shiny. It's like I like the gold yellow color. It looks good. Yeah, like, kind of one of my issues with a lot of, like, the Generation 6, like, 6 and onwards, especially the Megas, is they were intentionally designed. So it's like, you guys did make the regular look bad. Like, you made the regular not look as good so that you could make the shiny look even better. Which is kind of a thing I don't really like. Like, they were made to, like, make a huge impression. And I feel like that takes a lot out of it. Like, I'm not a fan of Mega Rayquaza's shiny, but I do like regular Rayquaza's shiny, because one of those was an accident. The other was, like, designed to look that way. And like I feel like when like you intentionally design something to look a certain way, like to look cool for that like cool appeal, it kind of removes like that coolness, cause like it's trying too hard. But that also is like just me. I have a very weird way of looking at things. All right. One egg. Okay. One more egg, and then we are done. All right, there we go. That is all for today. 1,100 even. You're not gonna be sparkly, Froakie, because you're a shoe. What a surprise! It's not sparkly. You suck, Froakie. Stop replay buffer. And with that, I say it's time we go on a mechanized Maxis raid. That actually looks interesting. I'll go check that out later. That looks fun. Who we got a raid? Who would we decide to do a little bit of raiding? Someone's doing some shiny. Some smash. GRENINJA, what's GRENINJA doing? Oh, he's doing Nintendo Switch. Nintendo 64 online stuff. Alright, guys. Alright. Okay. Let's go raid Shining Blue. Do we just like raid Shining Blue a few days ago? I think we raided them. Yeah, I think we raided them. Let's. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think we're gonna raid Shining Blue. We'll go raid Shining Blue. All right. There is the raid. There you go. I'll see you guys next time. It's Dragon Roller, and again, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Have a good day.